Monday, 12th May 2024. Very good afternoon and welcome once again to our live transmission. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI, known as Koikimedia, one out of the many Yoruba self-determination media. On this platform, it's all about the discussion and how we need to exit Nigeria. Self-determination is an inalienable right. It's coming up to 6:23 p.m. local time in London. As we kickstart the program again, please share and invite your friends and let us educate ourselves. Looking at the topic this afternoon, Governor Obaseki exploded. We can't secure Nigeria anymore from the center. Is it not going to be in the interest of everyone, especially the Yorubas, to now exit Nigeria? Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko pé ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò àkósímì ẹ̀mí àdẹ̀kọ́ bí ojú ọjọ́ ṣe rí. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò Koikimedia níbi tí a ti máa tún máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Yorùbá nation àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn nǹkan tó ń lọ ní Nàìjíríà. A máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Deborah rather, tí wọ́n pa ní 2 years ago ní Sokoto. Why we need to exit Nigeria because lè gbé pẹ̀lú àwọn animals that kill people because of religion. The Nigerian economy has collapsed. I told you the dollar is going to 2,000 naira to $1. President Tinubu is struggling to keep the insecurity, the economy, but Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, said in the Punch newspaper, we cannot secure Nigeria from the center. Is it a signal? What is the total visit of Prince Harry and Meghan? Why are they decided to choose Lagos State as their last leg? Is it not the same process when they came to Nigeria? It used to be the northern part of Nigeria to start with and then make it down to the southwest. Have you taken anything from that visit? Or you are just one of those that got carried away because Oyinbo ló jẹ́? Koikimedia, mo kí ìyá tó bí mi lọ́mọ, mo kí àwọn ìyàwó mi, mo kí àwọn ọmọ mi, mo kí gbogbo Koikimedia team. Professor Banji Akintoye have instructed and given us that everyone should pay minimum of $10, £10, 10 naira, 10 dinar, 10 euro, wherever you are into the Oromiyan. If you are not too sure about the whole process, please check with any of the media. Do not pay individually to those accounts that we are also running in terms of our own personal account. It has to be the Oromiyan account by going into www.ysdm.org. But that does not mean that you will not support media like our own and so many other independent media. We'll be telling you much about that in the program. Share the program and let us enjoy it. Let's start with this.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. As schools and businesses struggle, things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
There can never be other way until the breakup, the disintegration, the total dissolution of the craziness country called Nigeria that was put together by the British. But Prince Harry decided that he would visit Lagos last. Why visited the north? Not start with Lagos State. That was the whole process, how Nigeria was created. Give the power to the north and let them control every single one of us. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Koikimedia, we're bringing the world closer to your doorstep.
Bringing the world closer. Princess, I need a pocket tissue, please, to clean my nose. Happy Sunday. Adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa dá sí Oromiyan Fund lálẹ́ àná. Ẹni tó ti dá sí, it is not too late. Do ask for the account details for those in the Naira, but most importantly, make sure you do it through the ysdm.org. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí Happy Sunday. Èní ni ọjọ́ kejìlá nínú oṣù karùn-ún ọdún 2024. Mo kí ní France, mo kí ní Italy, mo kí ní Nigeria, mo kí ní Belgium, mo kí ní Australia, If you like this kind of outfit, let me know. I can tell you how you can get it, where it is not too expensive, and you can also have Ori Olokun every time you go out and you are feeling like the king. Moki Governor Adeleke for proving to us that Ori Olokun is important as for Yoruba people. Thank you so much, Governor Adeleke. Mo ní ìbàlẹ̀ tí máa kọ́ oríṣiríṣi tó ń lọ. Do you know that 144 countries voted for the right of the Palestinian to become a member of the UN? America said no. UK, absentee, and some other countries. Kí ló dé tí wọ́n fẹ́ jẹ́ kí Palestine kó di member United Nations? Gbogbo náà la máa sọ lórí ètò. Self-determination là ń sọ níbí báyìí. Kò sí ìtókùn wa pẹ̀lú Nàìjíríà, kò ní da fún Nàìjíríà. Nàìjíríà ò ní ṣoríire. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní Nàìjíríà máa da, ìwọ náà kò ní ṣoríire, mo sọ fún ẹ. Á bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú pé ètò tó dún owó. Mo kí àwọn Biafra, mo kí Simon Ekpa, the governor in exile of the Biafra, kúṣẹ́ takuntakun, wótówótó, autopilot. Mo kí Ambazonia. Ta ló máa sponsor mi lọ sí Scotland in next month because the Scottish people are having another massive rally. We missed the one on the 4th. Ta ló máa sọ pé Koiki, I will take the care and I want you to go there and show us báwọn ará Scotland bó ṣe ń ṣe rally for their own independence. You can do it. It's not too expensive. With about £200, àlọ́ adé lágbára Ọlọ́run. Mo kí ní gbogbo local government. Mo kí àwọn balẹ̀ Yorùbá. Mo ṣe salute fún yín. Olóyè Ìgbòho, the governor general. Mo kí ẹ Ìbà Gani Adams. Ó ń bọ̀ ní court. Bó fẹ́ bó kọ̀. Ó ń bọ̀ ní court. Ó lè bà wá lórúkọ jẹ́. Ó wá náà ní lọ sí court. Gbogbo eré tẹ̀ ń sá àwọn ọ̀gùn tán náà ń ṣe. A máa drag in the court. Ó máa wá rojọ́ ní court. Ẹ̀yin lọ́mọ ni wọ́n wó òyìnbó tó dé. Mo kí Yami Zainab, Uncle Fab, mo kí yín, Bishop Adesina, ìyàwó Rukaya Tọmọwùn, mo kí yín, mo kí Professor Adébánjọ Akíntóyè. Àtúgbèrè. Ẹ bá wa kún ètò yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ kó kárí ilé dáadáa. If you don't share it, nobody knows we are live. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, 2 people told me that Ọlọ́run tún fi wọ̀n wọ́n pèsè ìran Yorùbá máa bọ́. Mo kí Prophet Nasrullah, Prophet Adébáyọ̀, mo kí yín, mo kí gbogbo yín bàbá wa nínú Olúwa. Ẹ túbọ̀ máa fi ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀mí, ẹ máa fi sí wa lọ́kàn láti fi wá lọ́kàn balẹ̀ pé Yorùbá máa bọ́ nínú wàhálà Nàìjíríà. Gani Olóyèdè, mo kí ẹ tẹ́ ń darapọ̀ lórí Instagram. Share the program. That's the only offering you can give us. Ó ń pọ̀ gógí lára ní. Mo kí ọgbà àwọn DSS tó ń wò mí. Bàbá mi Láńre Jìnàdù, mo kí yín. Ẹ bá wa pín ètò yẹn. Ọbaṣẹ́kì ti bínú tán. Waris Jìnàdù, only all eagles on the eyes of the British Nigeria Incorporation, the scammers on the Yoruba land. Kí ló dé tí Prince Harry tó lọ sí Lagos State last tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú North? Bó ṣe tó Nàìjíríà nìyẹn. Mo kí ẹ Mr. Thomas, ẹni tó bá kí mi lèmi náà máa kí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti kí mi mo ní kí. Tó bá dẹ̀ wá sórí ètò tó bá bú mi, màá bú bàbá ẹ̀, màá bú ìyá ẹ̀ kó tó máa lọ. Mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ wà ní UK. O tí dá sọ̀rọ̀ mi yàn, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó ń bínú sí wa. He is around to give us latest. Irọ́ kò tán, kò tí tán. Ó yá gbóhùn sókè, ó kù díẹ̀. To give us latest, ladies and gentlemen, ẹ̀gún kalẹ̀ sílẹ̀, ẹ tẹ́tí ẹ gbọ́. It's a very beautiful weather. If you like something like this, what they send and sell anywhere around the world, nice, not too expensive. Ìwọ náà lè ràn fáwọn family àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀. Olóyè, mo kí ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún gbọ́ Tinubu, kí ló sọ níbí? Èyà pẹ̀lẹ́. 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 Bàbá mi Adéọ̀ṣun Timothy Àgbẹ̀lọ́ba, mo kí ẹ. Òun náà bá wa dá sí lánàá.
Seems anxious and uncertain. I understand.
You understand?
They have
Which place? I wish there are other ways. but there is
there's
none.
none.
Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ support Koiki Media ó yàtọ̀ sí owó tó ní kẹ́ dá o. Dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ bá wa dá sí lánàá, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá àtàtà tí a pè yín is a clearing call, and it's important that the monthly yẹn 10 naira ìwọ tó wà ń lé má sọ fún mi pé ò ní 10 naira. I would not want to believe that. Kí ló dé? O lè san 100 naira gan, mo ti rẹ́ni tó san 100 naira, a dúpẹ́ fún yín. Everyone must contribute to the Ọ̀rànmíyọ̀ fund. A dẹ̀ máa dá, even tá a bá gba Yorùbá country wa, a sì máa tún contribute, because kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe without money you cannot do it. Ìyá olórí burúkú tó dé yẹn tá a fi dárúkọ ẹ̀, òun ló fẹ́ da gbogbo ìrìn àjò yẹn rú. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn medias tí a jọ ṣètò yẹn lánàá, mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí i. Mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koiki Media team. Tẹ́ bá wá fẹ́ support Koiki separately, má mix ẹ̀ mọ́ èyí tí wọ́n ní kẹ́ máa dá yẹn. It's not too much. $10, £10, €10. I will say 1,000 naira for those of you in Nigeria, but only 10 naira. But I will say 1,000 or minimum 100 naira. Make it like it is your own tithe. Make it your own tithe. Ẹ jẹ́ ká má pẹ́ púpọ̀ jọ náà tó wà nílé ká má bàa jẹ́ data yín púpọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ sórí anthem wọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Forílẹ̀ ìbí wa ká gbéga ká gbé falẹ̀ rí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé láti bẹ̀rù àbọ̀mú ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹ́jẹ́ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Odùduwà, ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. I've been updated with calls from around the world, people appreciating Professor Banji Akitoye, YSDM, the Deputy Otumba Ademola, appreciating all the finance and all the teams for reviving back the Yoruba Central account. It was an account that was operating, running smoothly until that crazy woman decided to bring her own shenanigans. Badúpẹ́ pé bí Bàbá Èkìtì ṣe sọ láàárọ̀ yìí, I was watching Bàbá Èkìtì, and please remember, as you support Koiki Media, please do also make it to support all the Yoruba media at home. It is not easy. Internet is expensive, and apart from that, it's also to contribute to say thank you so much to the media that are working. It is ethical when we say donate and subscribe to the media. Some of you give us super chat, some of you give us prayer, and some of you say, I don't have anything, but I will continue to make sure that we talk about the Yoruba nation. Am I fully? We are not going to be free. We are going to be free. Ta ló like aṣọ mi? Do you like it? Ẹ bá wa rajà, ẹ bá wa rà. Ẹ send message mi pé Koiki, màá ra 5. Ẹ bá mi send ẹ̀ sí America, or our family mi á pick ẹ̀ ní nísàlẹ̀, ní southwest. You can have it in different style. Ẹ bá contribute sí bíbáyìí, ẹ ń ran iléeṣẹ́ tiwa náà lọ́wọ́ nìyẹn. Àbọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yẹ yín nísẹ̀. Ṣé contact mi ká sọ̀rọ̀. Láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà bí èmi náà ní shop ní London. Ló àtẹ̀ máa taṣọ. Àwọn ìyá kan náà ṣe máa ń taṣọ tó dẹ̀ máa ń ṣe program, máa ń rí wọn níbi. Mo kí ẹ olórí ẹbí mi, Tàlátà, and happy birthday to one of our sons. Ẹ mọ̀ pé ní family wa ọlọ́mọ púpọ̀ ni wá, so mo kí olórí ẹbí wa látà. Kentos Àbẹ̀bí ní Koiki ò kí mi níjọ́ birthday mi, ẹ má bínú, wọ́n ní mo kí ọmọ Lúkà, mo kí àwọn, mo kí gbogbo àwa tá à ń ṣọjọ́ òbí ní mọ́ǹtì, mo kí sister mi náà tó ṣe birthday ìyẹn lánàá. My own is also 31st. I don't plan to do anything. I might not come out on the program, and I don't know yet. But mine is the end of the month. Mo dúpẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run pè wá. Ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bá dẹ̀ ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run, don't get hype up. Mo mean Ọlọ́run Jésù tiẹ̀, ọ̀nà ànábì tiwa àti Ọlọ́run àwọn onílẹ̀ tiwa. Because tó bá pè mí, to be honest with you, èmi náà kọ́ máa jókòó máa gbọ́ program yẹn, màá dẹ̀ máa contribute tí bá lè ṣe. But for the fact that we are called, ìyàwó mi wọlé, ó ní mò ń ṣe program ni, because ó mọ̀ pé jọ́ Sunday a gbọ́dọ̀ polongo iṣẹ́ tọ́lọ́run gbélé àwa lọ́wọ́, iṣẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà ni. Àwọn kan ní mò ń níṣẹ́ ní London, mo ní kò mátà, eléyìí tá à ń ṣe náà iṣẹ́ ni. Ìwọ náà set up media tiẹ̀ kó máa sọ̀rọ̀, kó máa kọ news reports, kó máa post continuously, kó wá mọ̀ bóyá kò kì í ṣiṣẹ́. Mo kí Mr. Kenzie Abiola Fápòmùdà. Ẹ má yẹ kí àwọn kan sọ fún yín pé bàbá kan sọ níbì kan pé ìyá kan sọ níbì kan pé ìran Yorùbá ò ní bọ́. Okay, àwa ọmọ Gemini àpọ̀, ìyá máa Adéjọkẹ́ Williams, ẹ̀yin lẹ máa sanwó ọmọ yín, ọ̀pọ̀ ọmọ lèmi jẹ́, Ọlọ́run àdé àwa sí àwa pẹ̀lú yín. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin yá wa, ẹ máa kó wa délẹ̀ lérí, kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè dàgbà tó, ní dàgbà yà, àjọ máa dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ojú wa ló máa ṣe, kò ní ṣẹ̀yìn wa. Ẹ má yẹ kí àwọn kan sọ fún yín pé kò sí nǹkan tó ń pè ní Yorùbá nation náà. Àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ló máa ń sọ yẹn, wọ́n ní Yorùbá nation. Mo kí Ọlákúnlé tèmi. Don't be fooled by anyone. Ìyá inú máa pé 57, mo rò pé wọ́n jèrè Nàìjíríà rí. Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè á jẹ́ kí ẹ̀mí yín gùn fún wa. Ìyá wa Adéjọkẹ́, àwọn náà ní 21st ní birthday àwọn. Wọ́n máa ń sọ fún gbogbo wa, bàbá mi Dárapọ̀ Brooklyn, mo bẹ̀ wá tẹ́ bá ń lọ sáwọn platform. Bàbá mi Adé Bánjí Benjamin Adúmàtì, mo ṣe retí kinní yẹn, ẹ mọ̀ pé ọmọ yín náà ní ẹ ṣe gan ni. Ṣẹ́rá àwọn kan wọ́n máa ń lọ sí platform míì, bí àìtórí mi máa ń sọ pé àfẹ́ níbí báyìí, ẹ má bú Kristẹni, ẹ má bú Mùsùlùmí, ẹ má bú oníṣẹ̀ṣe. Ẹ jẹ́ ká focus lórí pé a fi gbara wálẹ̀ nínú ìdààmú tí àwọn ìran Prince Williams, ẹ jẹ́ n bẹ̀rẹ̀ látọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀. I love Prince Williams, Prince Harry pẹ̀lú Meghan. Tó bá náwọn tí mo gbádùn, tí mo love nínú royal family, torí pé màá ní pé òun sán lórí díẹ̀ ju gbogbo àwọn tó kù lọ. Ṣẹ́rí in life, kò tọ́pẹ́ ìyá náà Adéjọkẹ́ Williams, Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kí ẹ túbọ̀ pẹ́ fún wa, ẹ jèrè gbogbo wa àtàwọn ọmọ yín, gbogbo ẹ̀yin ìyá wa, ẹ ní fojú sunkún ọmọ. Wọn ò ní stab ọmọ yín ní London náà, wọ́n dẹ̀ ní stab wọn ní outside London. Ẹ ṣàní, ní rán ọmọ lọ sí school tí wèrè kan máa mú àdá àtọ̀bẹ tó máa gún àwọn ọmọ wa pa nílùú òyìnbó. Ẹ má bínú, máa padà síbẹ̀. Ẹ lè máa ní ọ̀rọ̀ mi bí ọ̀rọ̀ tí kò make sense. Èmi ní international media yín, èmi mo lè fún yín ní in tó ń lọ based on bí ṣe ń kà ní international news and around the world, and I do take my time. Mo kí ìyàwó mi tí wọ́n encourage mi pé àwọn ìyàwó mi ká ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, kọ́ má dàbí inú pé wọ́n encourage wa pé baálé wa, ẹ̀yin náà lẹ̀ ń bá wa gbóhùn síta fáwọn èèyàn, ẹ má jẹ́ kó rẹ̀yìn, ẹ má jẹ́ kó sun yín. A mọ̀ pé ẹ̀ ń rù, a máa gbìyànjú pé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ lè dọ́gba. It is not an easy task. Tẹ́ bá rò pé kò easy kí wọ́n set up káwa máa sọ̀rọ̀. It takes a lot of number 6. Torí pé ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa, ẹ mọ̀rọ̀ gbọ́ ju àwa tá à ń sọ lọ. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ ń fi wá pa ṣáyó ni, wọ́n ti wà báyìí nísìn, ọmọ àlè, kí ló tún fi sọ, bàbá tiẹ̀ lọ máa lè, olórí burúkú níwọ̀ tó bá ro ebi sí mi pé gbogbo ìgbà tí bá jáde ó pè mí lórúkọ kan tí kò ń ṣorúkọ tó dáa láti inú ilé ẹ, wọn ò ní jèrè ẹ ní gbogbo inú ilé yín. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ, torí pé jẹ́jẹ́ mi ni mo jókòó, òun ṣe pé wọ́n fà mí sí orí ìrìn àjò yìí. Ẹ̀mí tó gbé wa dìde pé ká lọ máa bá àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá sọ̀rọ̀ látara ohun tó jáde lọ́ra bàbá Professor Banji Akíntóyè. Òun ṣe pé àwa náà lè ṣe APC. Mo ní ọ̀rẹ́ mi kan àjọ ń hustle ní London ni, kí lorúkọ ẹ̀ again, ẹ fún mi lórúkọ ẹ̀. Lára àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé Sanwó-Olú ní Lagos ni, ó máa ya picture fún wọn báyìí. Ó ti di big boy gan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kò síbi, ó wà lamẹ́ríkà, ó lọ sí American Dallas Summit. Màá rántí first name ẹ̀, public figure ni mo lè dárúkọ ẹ̀, but mo rántí the first name. Àjọ máa hustle ní UK ni. He's doing very well with the APC. So tèmi náà bá lọ darapọ̀ mọ́ APC, ẹ máa bẹ̀ mí pé kí n wá ṣe Yorùbá nation. But for the fact that power dìde, a dìde nítorí pé ohun Jésù ló ṣe fi àwa síbí báyìí. Mo kí Tony Aegis, ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Kúnlé Ṣítà, mo kí yín. Ẹni Ọládéwálé, mo kí yín. Ẹni tí bá ti dárúkọ, please don't be upset. Don't ever máa sọ fún yín, ẹ má sọ fún mi pé kí n sọ Yorùbá, méjèèjì ni máa sọ. Ẹ̀yin nìkan kọ́ là ń bá sọ̀rọ̀. Mo láwọn Biafra tó fi gbọ́ mi, àdè láwọn ẹ̀yà míì tó ń gbọ́ wa káàkiri gbogbo àgbáyé. Brother mi kan ṣẹ̀dé láti Cuba, mo kí yín. Wọ́n ní Mr. Koiki, òkú iṣẹ́ takuntakun, wọ́n bá research lọ ni. Bí ṣe ń bá ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bọ̀, àwọn Wales lélẹ̀ tó bá ń follow mi, ẹ follow wa lórí Twitter tó ń pè ní X, mo bẹ̀ wá, ẹ lọ register, kẹ́ follow wa. Mr. Kenny Aronde, mo kí yín. People who live in Wales, 3 million, tó bá fi gba tournament, àwọn mẹ́rin ló máa ń lọ láti UK. Ṣe pé 419 ni wọ́n. 4 nations move from UK to represent United Kingdom. But ní Nigeria, wọ́n kó gbogbo àpapọ̀, wọ́n ní ká lọ máa struggle to become a member of the national team. Àwọn ará Wales tó fẹ́ exit. This is what they posted and I retweeted it. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn Biafra that are following us back to back on my X, which is Twitter. Only kankan tí mo fẹ́ mú lórí Twitter mi ni mo ti dé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. People who live in Wales, àwọn tó ń gbé ní Wales, ṣẹ́rẹ́ ìtẹ̀ wá Nàìjíríà, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ gbọ́n kankan dáadáa. Ó lè dàbí pé Johnny pé kò ní bọ́ sí. Irọ́ ni, irọ́ ni, àwọn kan waste time ni, àwọn kan fi ń paṣu ni, àwọn kan fi make owó ni. Owó kan ni mò ń ná ká tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ Yorùbá nation. Owó kan náà ni ṣì máa ná tá a bá tún gba Yorùbá nation. People in Wales should make all the decisions about Wales. Wọ́n ní pàdé mi, I like your clothes. Owó ní kẹ́ bá wa sọ sí ká lè sọ bí tẹ́ máa ti rà. Ẹ kàn sí mi lẹ́yìn. I don't normally read my messenger on Facebook, but tẹ́ bá ní WhatsApp number mi, ẹ send message pé Koiki, èmi náà fi ṣerú ẹ̀. Ọ̀pẹ́ mi náà ṣe ké wà nú yàrá mi. I've spoken to people in Nigeria today. Kódà àwọn tó gba flag sọ fún mi pé Koiki àtọ́jú ẹ̀ pamọ́ ni. Mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Let's move swiftly because of the time. People in Wales should make all the decisions about Wales. The Yoruba people should make decisions about whatever happened within the Southwest. Bó ṣe láti rí nìyẹn. And that is why the topic today says that, and I quote, it is now important that the center is no longer holding, according to Obaseki, the governor of Edo State. We will go there. But mo ṣì fẹ́ dọ́dọ̀ Prince Harry. But mo fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ nípa pé Ọlọ́run má jà ṣàgbákò àwa tá à ń gbé nílùú òyìnbó. I watch a sister, she does blog about immigration and she has a good content and good followers. Ó náà òun ní chest pain. Many people that lives in UK, I don't know about America. Ẹ ṣe gan-an ẹ̀ tẹ́ ní ẹ like aṣọ yẹn. Mo mọ̀ wọ̀ ẹ mọ̀ pé tí bá ń ṣe program tí bá jókòó ẹ̀ kí n rí dáadáa. Kò lé ní nísìn ó full. Ó bá ṣòkòtò wá ṣe rí complete ni. A dẹ̀ ti wà ní summer. London boy. Mo ti clean up. You know, look nice. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn Yorùbá apparel. Àwọn ló ń fi ilé ránṣẹ́ sí wa. What I want to understand, for you to understand, is that there is danger now in Europe, especially in UK. And I want to prove that. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wà ní UK, ẹ bá mi kọ sí comment section. The NHS that is taking care of us, and we appreciate all the staff from the NHS. Títí kan porter, títí kan ẹni tó ń gbókùn níbẹ̀ tó gbóyàn bá kú, títí kan ẹni tí ó ń clean ilẹ̀ àtàwọn nurses. But it is a strained platform because kò dàbí ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. NHS táwa bá kódà kò dàbí táwọn kan bá nígbà tó dé ìlú yìí. And it's because there's more people coming into the UK. If you can get to UK, please do. But don't ask me báwo ló ṣe máa dé bí báyìí. Tó bá dé bí báyìí, tó bá need the enquiries, o need the support, kò ń ṣòwò, o need the information. 24 years here, tí n bá mọ̀, màá tún lọ consult pẹ̀lú àwọn kan. I can always tell you that. There is a lot of people that will not get a proper medical in this country. Wàá máa wọ́n dàgbà Koiki kí ló tún sọ ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà lẹ ní UK máa ń gbádùn. No, woman tí mò ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ kí n tó gbé article tí mo fẹ́ sáré sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ká tó máa bá Yorùbá Nation wa lọ. Ó ń jẹ́ kó yé mi nínú fídíò ẹ̀ pé ó ní chest pain. She's a carer but she's also have a background in nursing. Ṣé mọ̀ pé chest pain yẹn láti the 12th of February, and I hope I'm right with the date, but at least around that time the only chest pain yẹn, she was driving home, she felt the chest pain. Ṣé mọ̀ pé that chest pain ẹ rò pé ó yẹ kó lọ sí hospital? Oh yes, she went to the GP and they refer her to the hospital. UK ló ń gbé o, and a lot of tests were done and all. And tó bá lọ sí accident and emergency, you can sit there for the next 7-8 hours kó tó kúrò níbẹ̀. But point tí mo fẹ́ sáré mú jáde níbẹ̀ ni pé the process of pé kó tọ́jú ẹ̀, ṣe mọ̀ pé ó tún ní infection. Kódà nígbà tí wọ́n ṣe x-ray, wọ́n ní kò sí nǹkan tó ń ṣe, wọ́n ní kó máa lọ́lé. After 3 weeks or 2 weeks or thereabout, mo kàn try láti summarize ẹ̀, wọ́n pè padà kó máa bọ̀ ní kíákíá. Mo kí ẹ just reason. And in this country, when you get a call to come back to the hospital that is urgent, a jẹ́ pé something is gone wrong. Mo kí ẹ jọba ìtàló, mo kí ẹ tẹ́wà lórí Instagram, mo kí gbogbo ilé nǹkan sí. Ẹ má yẹ kí n máa dárúkọ ká má fi delay programming. Eventually, wọ́n find out pé nǹkan kan wà nínú x-ray yẹn tí wọ́n confirm fún tẹ́lẹ̀. Ká má fọ̀rọ̀ gùn ṣá, nígbà tó lọ sí hospital yẹn, gbogbo ń tọ́ fún bí a paracetamol. After spending like almost 9 hours lọ hospital, wọ́n ṣe test, blood test, ECG, àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní nursing àti medical line, wọ́n mọ tí mò ń sọ yìí. I can share the link for you to go and listen. It's about 20 minutes. But the point mo fẹ́ raise níbẹ̀ ni pé she was confirmed to have something that is now life-threatening. This is after like 2 weeks tó ti kúrò lọ hospital. Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ sick nílùú yìí. Ìlú yìí ò ń ṣe ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́. Lóòótọ́ tó bá sick, tí bá pè wọ́n, bá wá gbéyàn. But the medical system in this country, the quality has reduced drastically. And this is why tí àwa kan gbọ́dọ̀ tètè máa ronú future pé ṣé bí báyìí náà la fẹ́ wà for a very long time pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wa tó bá sick, and with so many things tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú ètò ẹ pé kọ́lọ́n kó fi ṣọ́ ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa ni. But ibi tí mo fi wá mú jáde ni mo ti kọlu article yẹn because I post a lot of things today lórí Buhari olórí burúkú yẹn and so many other things. Ẹni tó bá follow mi lórí Twitter lẹ́nu rí pé we have a lot of tweets tí mo post out. Yeah, mo ti rí tí mo wá lélẹ̀. This article was posted Alright, what I will do is I can do a quick search about it. The reason why I said pé Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kó pa wá lọ́mọ nílùú yìí, there are now many people, and this is 2 days ago headline from the Guardian newspaper, and the Guardian newspaper always says the Olakosibibai support the Guardian, fund independent journalism with £10 per month. Èèyàn mélòó ló máa fáwọn náà lówó every month? Àwọn kan ṣe, àwọn kan náà ṣe mọ́, ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa fún wa bla bla bla. Nígbà tí ìyà olórí burúkú yẹn dé, it's okay, ìyẹn ò stop ohun tí àwa ń ṣe, ìyẹn ò ní deprive ohun tí a fẹ́ fún yín láti fi pé Yorùbá máa lọ, ìyẹn ò ní jẹ́ ká stop. But this is a UK paper, support the Guardian, fund independent journalism with £10 every month. Hang on just before you close this box. Only some one time, monthly or annually. And ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe, we are grateful. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ bí a fún bíkan àbí dkg ẹ stop tẹ́ bá wò pé ó wọ́ tẹ̀ you can do it. Ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ní ẹ ní ṣe irọ́ ni Koiki pa ẹ ó ti tàn wá títí títí. Èmi kọ́ ni mò ń tàn yín, àwọn olóṣèlú ni wọ́n ń tàn wá because àwọn ni wọ́n ò fẹ́ support ìtagbédání. Mo kí àwa Bísí Ògúnládé ẹ ṣé gan ni mà. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n wá ka article tí mo rí níbẹ̀. This is 2 days ago and I'll share the link fún ìtawà lórí YouTube. Facebook ti block mi kò jẹ́ kí n post nǹkan kan sórí comment. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ yìí, why is Britain, ìlú tí mò ń gbé yìí ló ń pè ní Britain, even though pé ó consist of ìlú mẹ́rin, England, Scotland, Wales àti North Republic of Ireland. Wọ́n wá fi pé why is Britain, ẹ má bínú because I have cough, mo ṣe ń get better ni. Why is Britain mental health so incredibly poor? Wàhálà ti wà nílùú yìí. Kí ni mo sọ? Wàhálà ti wà nínú UK. Kọ́lọ́ ń jọ kó má jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ wa àtàwa ká pàdé àgbákò, kágbákò má pàdé wa títí tí a fi máa wà nílùú yìí, títí tí ìrìn àjò wa, ìrìn àjò ní gbogbo agbádé bíbà. Don't let anybody fool you that mo kàn lọ sí UK, mo lọ kàwé. Everybody came here for a purpose. Ẹ ká fomi tì díẹ̀ wọlé. Everybody came here wọ́n jápa ni. Má yẹ kí èèyàn kan tàn pé mo kàn kúrò ní Nàìjíríà, I was doing better. No, everybody run away. Just reasoning, the NHS is a fantastic institution, although they have started monetizing some services bit by bit. Okay. Sister tí mo sọ yẹn, I think she's from somewhere from either Uganda or Cameroon. In tó bá lọ wọ́n resolve ẹ̀, ó tún ti wá develop more problem fún, ó ti wà life threatening fún báyìí. Pé ó kọ̀ bá chest pain lọ, wọ́n rí problem yẹn after 3 weeks wọ́n ṣẹ̀ tún pè padà pé problem yẹn ó ti wá develop, kọ́lọ̀ má jà pàdé àgbákò nílùú yìí. Now because mo fẹ́ move quickly because ìta bá wà gan wọ́n kọ́ lélẹ̀. Màá tún sọ headline yẹn lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí. Why is Britain mental health so incredibly poor? It is because our society is spiraling backward. Tó bá sọ pé nǹkan tó ń spiral, nǹkan tó ń padà sẹ́yìn. If UK ambulance ni bó ṣe máa ń lọ nìyẹn, ó gbọ́dọ̀ rescue yìí. Àwọn fẹ́ kéèyàn kú nílùú. If UK is experiencing this kind of, you would think that UK is a top class country around the world, you know, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. If UK is experiencing mental health, you can think about Nigeria, right? That's why people are not going to listen to us, because they already have mental health problem. And some people don't know that. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn tó wọṣọ ló gbádùn. Kolomba Foruke and Johnny Daniel. He was on his way to school when a man that was driving a van, people thought he had an accident. Wọ́n tẹ̀ bí ọ̀nà lọ́wọ́ pé kò l'accident. Àṣé wèrè ni kò l'accident, because nísìn wọ́n máa sọ pé wèrè ni. Gbàtẹ́mi àti wà látàn sọ̀rọ̀ ní ìjọ Friday. Before you know, wọ́n á ní wèrè ni nísìn, wọ́n á ní mental problem. Tí mo fi tí kéèsì ẹ̀ máa lọ nísìn. But I pray for the family and the friends and the network and the schools of Daniel and Johnny that was killed by a sword or ada sword. So let me just read briefly to you before we move further. But I got picking it. The news show have stopped us in our tracks. Astonishingly, yes, pronunciation. However, it was clearly reported here. The latest map of mental well-being published by the Global Mind Project reveals out of 71 countries it assessed, the United Kingdom and South Africa has the highest proportion of people with mental distress. with mental distress. Maybe ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí mo sọ mẹ́rin. The proportion of people tí wọ́n access out of 71 countries, UK àti South Africa, have the numbers, the proportion number of people with mental distress. Kí ló ń fa mental distress? Nigeria wà lára tó ń fa mental distress fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwa Nigerians tá à ń gbé ní UK, and it goes like that in other countries because èèyàn kan tó pè mí láti America ó ní Koiki, I'm spending 1.4 million every month to look after people in Nigeria. 1.4 million lẹ́ni ẹnìkan dáná. Mo kí Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà ẹ̀gbọ́n mi dáadáa, mo kí Easy. 1.4 million. So let's go swiftly before we move into our discussion today. Alongside South Africa has the highest proportion of people in mental distress and the second worst overall measure of mental health. Wọ́kọ̀ BT Uzbekistan. Àwọn Uzbekistan yẹn kẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn Eastern European country ni. They are not as advanced than UK. So you would think that UK ló yẹ kó ní ibi tí àwọn èèyàn ní mental problem, tí wọ́n ní mental distress. But do you know that àwa tá à ń gbé ní bíbá a ní mental problem tó pọ̀, but in tó ń fa tọ̀dọ̀ tiwa Nigeria ni. Because number one, Nigeria ló gbé wa sá kúrò wá sá abroad. If Nigeria was okay, like it was in the 60s up to the 70s, where people come and study and they go back home, there will be less reduce of mental depression. Couple kan mo post yẹn náà ní orí timeline mi. Ọkọ yẹn àti ìyàwó 2021 lọ́wọ́ ìlú yìí. Ẹ má bínú pé we are moving slightly away from the self, but this is part of why we are saying that if this is happening today in 2024, are you worried about our children, your grandchildren, how they will survive in a country where it is now confirmed that UK ó ń fi agbá pẹ̀lú South Africa when it comes to the highest proportion of people in the mental distress in 2024. UK should be a country where Easy UK should be a country where we should be happy. No, we have a lot of problems we are dealing with on a daily basis. Aṣọ la fi ń cover kẹ́yìn tẹ wà ní kẹ́ má bàa mọ̀ torí pé tẹ bá mọ̀ in tan go through ṣẹ́rí mental problem ti yẹn ó máa worst ju ibi tó wà lọ. Béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn family ẹ̀ tó wà labroad. Àwa ń cover ti mental problem tiwa kí tọ̀dọ̀ ti yín kó má bàa di wèrè sójú títì, because most of you nílé ó yẹ kẹ́ ti di wèrè, but ìdí tẹ́ ẹ̀ ṣe di wèrè kò ń ṣe torí Ọlọ́run àwa là ń fọ́ǹdì yín. Ìtorí ẹ̀ ní diaspora ṣe ń send nothing less than $20 billion according to the statistics là ń send wá sí Nigeria all over the world ní gbogbo àgbáyé. Why do you think so? Because a fi ń try láti make sure pé wèrè tí yín kò ní wọjà. Tá bá pull out diaspora funding kúrò nínú Nigeria, wèrè tó máa wà nínú ọjà àti tó máa wà nínú títì máa jẹra yín lójoojúmọ́ ni. These are the reason why we got to pull out of that crazy country kí wèrè yẹn má bàa lọ di tí kò ní lè sustain. Torí pé àwọn ọmọ wa a kò fi máa fẹ́ àwọn ọmọ wa sórí program too much ni. I bet you they will not look after their cousins, their nephews, àwọn tó já ọmọ àbúrò tèmi nílé àbáwọn ọmọ àǹtí tẹ nílé, because wá sọ fún ẹ pé àwọn ọ̀ràn wọn ṣẹ́. They have their own life because wọ́n fẹ́ gun mọ́tò tó dáa, wọ́n fẹ́ wọ bàtà tó dáa, wọ́n fẹ́ lo glasses tó dáa, wọ́n fẹ́ múra dáadáa. Àwa ń struggle. Kò ń ṣe páwa náà ń múra dáadáa ní bíbá, but à ń restrict ara wa kí wèrè tí yín má bàa ta síta. And I think ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó link mọ́ Nàìjíríà. In tó ń fa depression fáwa ní bíbá ṣe ń sọ fún ẹ, kò ń ṣe pé ààrẹ oúnjẹ jẹ ẹ̀. Kò ń ṣe pé àlàáfààní the basic things of life, but à ń kó pressure ti yín. Ẹ má bínú ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà nílé pé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó dàbí àtẹ́ pé à ń fi ọ̀rọ̀ kò sí lára náà. Bẹ́ẹ̀mi náà bá wà nílé bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn. Mo ní tí bá wà nílé probability wà pé màá máa tẹ̀lé àwọn ọmọ ojú orin, èmi náà máa fẹ́ gbọ́wọ́ mọ́tò, mo lè ṣe politics, mo dẹ̀ lè máa ṣe business, mo lè tẹ̀lé Davido, mo lè gbé báàgì Davido if I have the opportunity láti wá. Mo rí bàbá Davido lọ gẹrun fún ní Dubai, èmi náà lè máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. But for the fact that power níta is because àwọn parent tàwa kan wọ́n rí foresight ìlú òṣì yẹn tó ń pè Nàìjíríà. 1990 ni mọ́mísì tèmi ti rí foresight pé ìlú ìbò ṣe ń lọ yìí a máa tọrọ jẹ ní tábà sá kúrò Nàìjíríà, and that is the reason why ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ mi ní bíbá. So the problem tí mo kàn ra mú jáde a máa fi ṣe program mi lọ́tọ̀, but mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ pé àwa táwa labroad there's a lot of pressure that we are going through. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n kàn ká méjì sí ká tó máa lọ. More importantly, why has it happened? Because the reason why we are asking for Yoruba nation is because certain things are developing. Only marry bẹ́ẹ̀ ní 40 years ago, or kó wà níbẹ̀ kó má escalate. Many people know that àwọn kan máa ń bá wa gbé nínú igbó, but wọ́n ń yọ wá lẹ́nu, igi ló máa fi ń kó màálù wọn. So we were not worried, we were not concerned, we were all moving to. Kò ń ṣe gbogbo Fúlàní náà ló bad, but things have changed. Àti wá rí pé àwọn tó ń ná wọn dẹran, igi lẹ fi ń dẹran tẹ́lẹ̀, ibo ló ti wá di ọ̀rọ̀ AK-47 ta lẹ fẹ́ fi pa. Yíṣì mo kí ẹ, mo ti fowó síbẹ̀, thank you so much. Mo kí Kúnlé Bakers, tí wọ́n bá wọlé òun náà máa fowó sí. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wá fẹ́ fún wa lówó tiwa, ẹ lè béèrè àkáǹtì tiwa pé Koiki tiẹ̀ gangan mo fẹ́ fowó sí, bá wọn mú jáde. Let me say this again. The reason why tí àwa tá wà níta ta ṣe ń wà stressed, burden tá à ń gbé nílé ó ju resources tá à ń rí níbí báyìí lọ. Látara tó bá gba salary, àwọn tó ń gba tiwọn ní monthly bí ọgbà bí àbí 2000 kó tó yọ owó lé kó tó a máa wá squeeze ara wa pé kí díẹ̀ lè padà sílé, kí wèrè tí yín má bàa já sí títì. Ìwọ wọn sọ fáwọn anísìn pé ẹ jẹ́ kí wèrè tí wá já sí títì, àwọn wà wọ́n pé no, wọ́n pe kinní kan ní dignity. Dignity. We must not allow our people to beg. Àwa ti rí pé ìran Yorùbá ló ń tọrọ lẹ́nìí. That shows that something has gone wrong somewhere and we need to look into it. Àwọn eléyìí wọ́n á béèrè pé why ó ṣe happen pé ní UK ìlú ọba kábíyèsí lẹ́dùnmarè, ìlú tó ní ọba tó ní joyè tó ní system tó létò tó ní gbogbo ẹ̀, tó ò lè wọlé, tó bá wọlé wá mọ̀ pé wọlé, tó bá fẹ́ sá lọ wá mọ̀ pé ó ń sá lọ. Kí ló wá ń fà á tí àwọn èèyàn ní mental depression? Kí ló ń fà á? Kí ni reason? Thank you so much. Happy Sunday. Just reasoning how that there was some fundraising yesterday. I wonder how much was it raised? Well, it is all about the Oromiyan. It's £10 for those of us in UK. In Europe, €10, America, $10, and Nigeria, 10 naira, and it goes like that. But it is important that we encourage ourselves to pay monthly towards it. Let's move swiftly. More importantly, why is it happening? The Global Mind Project, àwọn tó gbé statistics síta. Reason tá ṣe ń pariwo Yorùbá nation ni pé bàbá kí tó yẹ wò síta pé kí ló lè fà tí ìran tí ó ń ṣe dáadáa ń bọ̀. These are the reasons why táwa náà ṣe fi lọ. All these are reasons why. Part 1 lélẹ̀, part 2 lélẹ̀. Lẹ́tà tá kọ sí gbogbo àwọn kìíní ó wà lórí website wa. Mo ti bá yín lọ fi ọ̀rọ̀ tí olórí burúkú Buhari tó sọ ní 2015 ẹ lọ sórí website mi. Tẹ́ bá ti débẹ̀ ẹ bá article yẹn níbi tó ti sọ pé òun support self-determination fáwọn Palestinians. Once again, thank you so much to those of you that are watching us. Bear with us, those of you that do not understand Yoruba that much. I will try to bring you along with the program. So what I'm just trying to explain to us is that something is not right now in Nigeria. What is it that is not right? Is it because we don't like ourselves? Not literally because we don't like ourselves. It's because our territory is being encroached. Our territory is being taken away from us gradually, whether it is in a small scale or in a big scale. If we leave it like that, they will take our territory. The Igbos might want to take our territory. There's no doubt about it. The Hausa wants to take our territory. The Lebanese wants to take our territory. The other ethnic indigenous people wants to take our territory. Not that we cannot allow them to live on our territory, because I live in another territory known as the United Kingdom, but I dare not go against the rules and regulation of this territory because I do not own this territory. Koiki, please, you need to send the account number. Which of the account number? Let's specify. If it's the Oromanian one, you would have to send us a message because I will be able to do that directly to you. No media will give you another account that is different from the Oromanian. But the person at the minute, Facebook like way. Now, what is the reason why we want to go out of Nigeria? Maybe we should just quickly touch on this and then go back to why people are going through mental depression in United Kingdom. You would expect that the UK should be making sure that people do not go into mental depression. Kilon for mental depression. All of that has been revealed in this article, and I will be sharing that link for the benefit of those of you not on Facebook. I've already shared it on Facebook directly. That is if you are one of those that follow me back to back. Mr. Yodele Joshua, so Mr. Koiki, give me the account number for Romeo. I will push that in the platform in a minute. Bear with me. See if I can pull that out. I have to quickly go my email. Found Tom Berry. Komada Bebe Koiki fake bawo for platform tí ẹ kò fún wa ní Romeo. We will not do that. I'm a balance gbogbo ẹ̀. So let me quickly pull that because I know I sent that to myself yesterday. And yeah, that's it. Okay, no, not this one. Mostly we expect you to go and register on the YSDM. From the YSDM website, you go to donation. It's very straightforward. You click on subscription. You register like you register for anything that you want to do. So on the online, and then from there you will be also shared a receipt of your payment. Please share this program. This is not a platform that talks nothing less than self-determination. I don't care about whatever you want in Nigeria. Nigeria, Nigeria, Kilodeti Prince Harry started the journey from the north and work it back to the southwest, because that is the way Nigeria was structured. The Onyibo people, àwọn bàbá ńlá ẹ̀. I know most of my pé àwọn wèrè kan máa wá sórí platform lẹ́nu ẹni tí mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ ara wọn náà ni Victor Rahim kò ní dáa fún bàbá ẹ̀ àwọn tó bí òní jèrè ẹ̀. Stop talking, brother. Yoruba can't go anywhere. We need that found to near one is shori. I'm about buy at yeah, one is shori, one is jiri. Ogulakaye ma pie, Fulani ma buy yes, aba, egwes, aba, Google family esu. Wawa gay one long, wafi, ori one, wag be Lagos State, ama wobe or mali. Yoruba is going, whether you like it or not. I bell on the shori, Omo Fulani, Bombasta. I think be cool on the platform. Mama Kwema Waleni, Mama Kwamano Yewa, Lori Buruku. Ẹ jẹ́ sáré fi details ẹ̀ síta fún àwọn tó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ wa. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ tí ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Orúkọ mi ni Ọláyọmí Kóìkì tí gbogbo mímọ̀ sí Koikimedia. Mo kí àwọn tó wà lórí MixLR ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò, and we appreciate many of you. Nigeria is sinking, and Obaseki, according to the Punch newspaper, the interview was done on Thursday last week. He said, and I quote, "We can't secure Nigeria from the center anymore. If you cannot secure Nigeria from the center anymore, then what is the existence and reason why we need to keep Nigeria?" Nigeria cannot. Muki Babawa soon Odu Eshegoni, Muki Triple DRS, and many of you that have joined us this particular evening. Muki Yawad Awoni, Muki Wanye Araikiti. So I think I've posted it on there. Let's post it on the backup channel as well. And then we will read a little bit about the reasons, because the reasons why we want to exit Nigeria is all in these documents. Nigeria can no longer be held from the center. And if the center is not holding, anything Bowa Elosori YouTube, every details on our account here, Nigeria needs the courage to dissolve peacefully. And I'm going to be fast with this. These are the reasons, just as we're going to go back again to that article that says Britain has more people with mental problems, and they are looking at Kilofa, a country that is blessed, a country that is working, or send message to me lẹ́yìn ètò màá send it sí yín as well, but ẹ bá lọ sórí YouTube wa nísìn kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ṣeré lọ́bẹ̀ ẹ̀rí ń bẹ̀ nísìn. At independence in 1960, Nigeria was truly the economic giant and hope of Africa. Nigeria was 25% of the population of the Black Africa. One of the regions of the Nigeria Federation was the Western region. Tó bá ń sọ pé Western region, agbègbè ibi táwọn Yorùbá wà. Wariji náà sọ pé UK mental depression, diaspora immigrants might account for this. And you're quite right. Adams Olamilekan, thank you so much. And gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ contribute. Àtẹ̀yìntẹ́ ṣe máa contribute sí Ọ̀rànmíyàn fund yẹn. We say thank you ahead, and we hope that your monthly contribution would also continue as well. One of the regions of the Nigerian Federation, not that the other regions were not doing as well, the eastern, the northern region, they were also doing their own little that they can do. But the Yorubas were moving very fast, and nobody can deny that. None of the region can say that Iran Yoruba was not moving very, very fast. We were moving up to the fact that Britain, Mokibabami, Babawa Adeyemi Henry, one of the only media that put all the focus on Yoruba nation. Let's stick to it. Self-determination. You come here, you know self-determination. We talk about other things. We link it with self-determination as we are linking the mental health of the UK citizens or the UK whatever that lives here. Kilo de only mental depression. Kilo de tawa no if you pull out. Why we want to pull out is what we are reading right now, and many other reasons. But the most important one, you will pick it from here as well. Mr. Samuel Oluwafemi Adebayo, if I haven't mentioned your name, don't take it as personal. It's just that we are trying to catch up as many of you, and we are also trying to read from here as well. So let's move swiftly. And it seems that my face keep going in and out. It's because the background is a little bit open here. And I want to keep that picture of Obaseki there, but I try to my camera, so that face, because I have the laptop on and people expect me to also look at their face. One of the regions of the Nigerian Federation, the Western region, had the most intensely educated population in Africa, and Nigeria therefore had the largest and the most solid class of educated professionals in Africa. By the time of independence, Nigeria ranked as one of the world's largest exporter of cocoa, which is from the Western region. The Eastern region were doing very well in palm oil. Today, 2 countries around the world, and you can check it out. Indonesia is number 1. People always say Malaysia. No. Indonesia is the number 1 exporter of palm oil, to every part of the world, then followed by Malaysia. Malaysia ni ó wá gba ìyìn àti bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe lọ́dọ̀ tiwa ní Nigeria. And today, they've gone surpassed Nigeria. And if I'm right, and probably maybe some of you should confirm that even I'm told that the palm oil is more expensive than the crude oil in the market price. So the Eastern region was doing very well. The Northern region was doing very well. You use granite for many things. Lenny, if that structure was still there, if it was not destroyed, according to what we heard and what took place during that period of time. So when people say that Tinubu is going to take us back to Western region, restructure Nigeria, it is a denial that you are thinking it's going to happen. Tinubu has no intention to pull anybody back into what it used to be. What he wants to do is, he wants to say Emilokon. He has become Emilokon. And today, every one of us is suffering, especially the Yoruba people that believe in him. But I pray somewhere in my heart that he will listen. But the agenda of Tinubu is that he has no truthfulness in him. He has never been a truthful person. So whether it will bring Nigeria back to where it used to be without the Senate and the House, time will tell. He has 3 years to go. Don't tell me about 2027. Tinubu has the first tenure. Nobody guarantee him the second tenure yet. So let's move swiftly. There were other mineral resources. Nigeria was exporter of the tin from Plateau. Plateau today is because of the resources in Plateau State. The reason why we lost about over 500 people last year Christmas in Plateau State is because some Western country know Plateau more than me and you. One month They know that in Plateau State, if they continue to dig, they will continue to find mine. And that is why Boko Haram, ISWAP, ISIS, all these jihadis are brought into Nigeria for a purpose, to make sure that every indigenous people will bow to them and will destroy us. And if we do not do anything, they will dip the Quran right inside their papa that we don't even own in the first place. So we are all in danger. Regardless of whether you agree with Yoruba Nation, I don't want Biafra. I saw Showore, my boy. Showore Baba. He say, you, this policeman, and you beat me, where they make you promote yourself. We don't want a society where that happens. Not that they don't beat people outside. We saw America, how they killed George Floyd. Things happen here, shit happen around the world. But we want to have a society where we control ourselves and we remain a true indigenous, plus other people that will be living with us, because in UK, there are multiple ethnic and different people that are living here. And we live side by side. I might not agree with everybody that I live with, but we respect each other and we go our separate ways. But we are running into mental problems because most of us spend our time in the house. Tabal opportunity láti lọ sí party, ta lọ sí mosque, asalatu, church, and that is the only time we are kind of free from our house. Everyone that lives in diaspora is watching their four corners of the house because that is why we are funding you in Nigeria, but some of you want us to continue to fund you so that Nigeria can exist. That funding will reduce. How soon is what I don't know, but I pray that Nigeria will have dissolved before that time. The Western region have the second largest deposit of bitumen, and we still have it. Whether your roads are not good, whether they've decided not to fix the road, we still have the bitumen. It is still there, the second largest bitumen, but it is just that they are not going to fix your road so that those crazy Fulani terrorists can kill you, can attack you because your roads are not good. They might do the same thing if I'm driving on the M25, but the chances is that because if I'm driving on 80 miles per hour and somebody come out on the road, I will hit you, you will shoot, then something would happen. Is either you survive or I survive. But in Nigeria, the reason why they are able to attack you is because your roads are not drivable. They are not motorable. I saw on Simon Ekpa, the government in exile of the Biafra, posted something on his timeline. And I know some of you don't like him, but you go on his page, want to see what he's writing. Hypocrite. I know that. This Igbo man that love one Nigeria, I don't know what happened. He said he bought the fuel, he had diesel. I don't know where he was taking it to. But do you know that the military, Nigeria military, the most corrupt, and when I say Nigeria military, the most corrupt, backed by the West, whether it's British, whether it's America, I don't care. They are backed by them because the military in UK that are trained are not trained to kill the citizens. They are not trained to attack the citizens. When you wear their uniform or you wear their, whether it's their belt, whatever it is that you put on, they love you. That is the way the structure of the European militaries are trained. But in Nigeria, the same military that are trained in UK, the same set of military, they were trained. Thank you so much. Truth is better. Nigerian police declare UK-based blogger Adeyinka wanted. I saw that already. I think the cars or something. I want to one again. They can focus on Biba. We talk about self-determination, but I have to read the comment because I didn't know what the comment was all about. But let's just remain focused because there's too much distraction in Nigeria. Our own distraction should be, we want Yoruba Nation on our Olafigba. What are we going to do? Mokia me beauty, Amokwe. So, the same set of military that are trained by Britain in Sandos. Babangida was trained here. Buhari was trained here. Many of them were trained here. When they go back to Nigeria, they become animalistic, as Fela said, because they are trained here to go back to Nigeria, to go back to Africa and kill you, not to make you like a citizen. So let's go further. We have the deposit of the bitumen in the world. The second, number 2, ní gbogbo àgbáyé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ní bitumen. Tó bá mọ̀ tán pè ní bitumen. I'm looking at the road now. In tó fi ń ṣe títì ló ń pè ní bitumen. So if we are the number 2 in the world you would expect that the whole of Yoruba land, up to your father's house, your mother's house, should be tar. Oyekititi debe. Why then is it that we don't have the roads? Moki Baba may soon Odu for the super chat. Why is it that we don't have the roads? The reason why we don't have the road is because it is not designed for the foundation. Like one of our brothers says, or uncle said the other day on the platform, that Nigeria is built on a 36-story building. It's a 36-story building, but on a bungalow. But many idiot Nigerians today, they are still praying. They are still having the hope that we will be able to bring Peter Obi, because for them, the Igbos, not the Biafras, we got to specify, but the Igbos think that they will bring Peter Obi so that he will use his own agenda, probably maybe to take Lagos, probably maybe to take the north. But the Hausa people will dare not allow Peter Obi, not even any Igbo, to become the president in the Federal Republic of that shito country called Nigeria, because the hatred is still there. And that is the reason why Biafra must pull out so that they can have an independent country. The Yoruba must pull out, the Arewa must pull out. And if any one of them wants to keep Nigeria, let them go and keep Nigeria. And don't tell me about the minority among us. Gilberta is a British territory with less than 40,000 citizens, and they have their government, they have their processes, and it is working for them, and they are excited and they are happy. Nigeria will go down. How soon is what we don't know, but we will continue to use our platform to bring you up to date why Nigeria needs to collapse, and it needs to dissolve peacefully without violence. But if it does not dissolve peacefully, you know what happened if it's not going to be. And don't say, Koiki, they will arrest you. The way you attack, shut up. Shut up, your mouth. 144 countries have endorsed and support that United Nations must allow Palestine to become a member. But you know those that doesn't want to accept it? America, Israel, and many other countries like United Kingdom, and those that also says Canada. You know why? Because they don't want people to be free. So if you think America will support the disintegration of Nigeria, as Prince Harry, I like him, I don't have anything against him, but that is the structure. When you go to Nigeria as a person, even though he's not there as a royal duty, he's there as a private citizen. But he dare not go to Lagos to start that journey. He must start from the north, because that is the structure that the British Empire has laid down, that the Fulani control every part of Nigeria, and none of them dare go to. He's putting the bike like that. They dare not go to the southwest or the southeast. He will not even visit southeast. I dare if he will visit southeast before he fly out back tomorrow. It's a 3-day visit, and his 3 days expired today. I expect him to be out of Nigeria latest tomorrow. He dare not go to southeast, because southeast is not classified by the British as one of them, because they knew that the Biafra fought there in 1966, 67, 68, in the 70s. And the Biafras are prepared this time around. It will be blood for blood if it's not going to be peaceful. And no Yoruba people should stop them when that time comes. I will be ready to even fly into the Biafra and report from there when that time comes. Let's go further. Nigeria was an exporter of tin, mine, on just Plateau. Now we know the reason why they are killing many people in Plateau State. T.Y. Danjuma say the Nigerian military is corrupt. It is compromised. It is infiltrated. Lagbaja cannot do any jack shit. He dare not touch them, because Sultan of Sokoto and those criminals in the north know that they are the ones funding the terrorists. Shaitima knows them. He sat with the terrorists. He ate with the terrorists. Go and ask El Rufai, who are the terrorists? El Rufai wants to be the next president after Tinubu. The fight between Yoruba and the Hausa people and the Fulani, Oshimbo Niwaju. Continue to say you are fighting the Igbos, but the Fulani and the Hausa are ready to make sure that they will kill as many of us, especially because they know now that we are well aware of how the British laid the whole system. Prince Harry went to Nigeria. He started from the north, then he turns back to the south. But it is the south that they are making the money from to the north. Eloni Kaduna make How much is Kaduna making on the internal generated revenue? Tell me how much Kaduna, that shithole state, how much is making that it will travel there, because they put all the structure of the northern military in the Kaduna. Why not in Lagos State? Because they know that the southwest might take advantage of that. So they were told long time ago, move all the military architects. And I have told Tinubu, stop being stupid. Pull some resources back to the southwest. If you don't want to give the southeast, just put it between the middle belt. Because one day, that country will fall apart and we might need those weapons to defend ourselves. And under international law, it is our right to defend ourselves. Idiots. Koiki, you are promoting violence. No, this is not a violent platform. Those that are promoting violence are terrorists in Nigeria, in your government. Atiku Bagudu, the Minister for Planning and Budget Planning, was one of those that was stealing money for Abacha during the terror of Abacha in Nigeria. He is now the Minister for Budget and Planning. Those are your terrorists. Those are the ones that are bringing terrorism to Nigeria. And don't tell me you are not aware, idiot. The Western region had the second largest deposit of bitumen in the world. The Northern region also had uranium. You know that it is uranium that caused problem between France and Niger. France was manipulating Niger. Niger now say, if dare you come back here, we will use bullets to put into your ass. They told them to get the hell out of Niger. Their ambassador wanted to be saying, no, we are not going anywhere. They say for shut down the electricity there, no food supply, no water supply. They have told America now to move their base. America spent about $80 million for the drone base, the one of the most powerful drone base in the world. What are they using it for? Oh, we are fighting terrorism. No, they are not fighting any terrorism. Now they want to pull their base into Nigeria, for what we are hearing. Tinubu hasn't said much, but a lot of people have been saying all kind of things on that. Niger is now free from the shackles of France that has manipulated them with their uranium. So not that the North doesn't have something, they have something to rely on, but everybody wants to rely on the crude oil from Niger Delta and destroy the whole Niger Delta. They cannot do even fishing anymore. The Yoruba wants to take the oil well, the Hausa wants to take the oil well, the Igbo wants to take the oil well, but those oil wells are not used to fund the lifestyle of citizens in that shithole country. Many of those that are using the oil well are using it for their own personal gain. Nigeria was known to have the rich deposit of petroleum. I call it the increment of the devil. After petroleum came, we destroyed everything with the famine. Nobody was interested in the famine. Oil money, very sweet. If they give you oil well, you will become a billionaire, like Alakija, and many of them like that. And after they've made so much money, they now find Jesus Christ. Alakija just found Jesus Christ. She is now promoting Jesus every part in Southwest, after she has made so much money. I don't even know what happened between her and the husband, but we were told that the husband was kicked off from the house. Don't tell me you didn't see the article, you read it, idiot. Nigeria became one of the leading producers. We are not producing any. When they say we are producing, we dare not say that anymore. 4 refineries was purposely crumbled so that they can move petrol to crude oil, not petrol. Do you know that some of your crude oil comes to UK? They will bring the crude oil where they don't pick from River Niger, no, from River State, Niger Delta. And those small ones where they do bunkering, where they use them, supply themselves, sell there, those ones, they will go there and they will kill them. But big container will arrive in Nigeria. Stupid Nigerians will not say anything to that. Just fill it up, take it away. But those small boys, where they are not for power, Denmark, Netherlands, all these small countries, we will now drive ship load of crude oil. A country that has 4 refineries. Refineries that we should be using to produce at least the 70 million liters. I might not be right, but that is what we are told. That an average 70 million liters is needed for Nigeria to be able to run operation of no electricity, NEPA for 63 years, a crazy country. And some of you think that because you are comfortable, but millions of Yoruba people are not comfortable. They are now beggars on the street of Oyo State, Ekiti, Ondo, and we are having mental depression, those of us outside, because we have to fund you at home. So we probably produce at the beginning, but they told them that destroy those refineries. If you do not destroy it, we cannot make money. So it was a cartel. Because when your refinery is not working, you have to take it out. Then along the line, the Baba Olowo now came looking for land. They say he went to Ogun State. Olori Burukus, Amosun said, no, we don't get land here, Dangote. Maybe you go to Lagos State. Okay. Then he bought a land. Then Fulani man came. And they say, open the vault. They use Omoyibo. Emefiele, open the vault. Make sure that if Dangote needs $10 billion, whatever amount, just make sure it's like, it's property. Let him take it. Nigeria was using Nigeria to back Dangote loan from outside. And within our eyes, in the history of Nigeria, federal government could not fix refinery. They could not build another one. And we saw refinery, boom, in Lagos State. Welcome to Dangote Refinery. And everybody's excited. But the only thing is that many Nigerians are not employed. Dangote, let me put this one in because I want you to be seeing this one today. Let's leave the belt alone. Dangote now decided to go to India and bring Indian expatriates, put them inside Dangote Refinery. Oh, we need Nigerian as well, but we need them as drivers. No, well, Dangote, I have masters, PhD. No, we don't need you in that sector, but we have cleaning job. Are you going to take it? How many of you employ or got job in Dangote Refinery? I mean, you can't get a job there because you are not allowed to get a job there. Let me send my resume. Let me send my CV. But Dangote knows that he's not going to employ you because he knows that you are criminals anyway. So we thought that Nigeria was a producer and exporter of petrol. These are the reasons why we are going on. I'm just doing more analysis around it. And I'll still come back to Obaseki. I've done 1 hour, so Obaseki one will come through in a minute. But that is the reason why we're here this evening. Because Obaseki said, and I quote, the center is not holding. Thank you so much. There's a huge number of people. They're watching me on Twitter or X, about 100 people. Like, hey, what is this guy talking about again? This is your Yoruba nation. We are not going anywhere. We are fixing Nigeria. We need that buy. Now you go fix Nigeria. We are going. How soon is what I don't know. But we are going because we are not touching anything apart from self-determination. It's an inalienable right. But it's not like a right that you will buy from Tesco, Lidl, or Sainsbury's, or Morrison, or your own Walmart in America, or ShopRite in Nigeria. You have to work towards it to educate your people why you need to exit. If not, Yoruba people, and those in UK, we will continue to have mental problems. We go back and come back in. You know how it is? It's 1 hour on Instagram. We come back again. You know how it is? You know how it is. We live in UK, stressed out, frustrated, because we want to keep our people and our loved ones to be happy. Ẹlòmíì owó ilé ẹ̀ ó ti sẹ́ndẹ̀ sí Nàìjíríà kan kó tó rántí pé owó tí mo fẹ́ fi sanwó gáàsì mi mà lélẹ̀ kẹ́ ẹ̀. Koiki dẹ̀ máa ń sọ pé Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká send owó ilé wa. I'm sure some of you have done that. Kí ló dé tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí lọ? Okay. I'm sure some of you have done that before by sending the money for your. Give it a bit of time. So let's move swiftly because of our time. But this program should not be more than 3 hours. and we're not doing bad so far. It's coming up to 1937. Ilẹ̀ ti ṣú ní Nàìjíríà by to 8. Ilẹ̀ ò ti ṣú ní bíbá because it's called winter àti wà ní summertime. Nigeria became one of the leading producer and exporter of the crude oil, of petroleum in the world, earning phenomenal revenue that made Nigeria one of the world's richest countries, but one of the poorest today. Altogether, Nigeria seems to be heading to a success, wealth, prosperity, and power. You know, that is always the feelings that our father, our mother got in the 80s, in the 70s. Nigeria was going towards success, wealth, prosperity. But those that are cooking Nigeria behind knew that it's not going anywhere. But those of us that did not see it in time, I don't know why this is not allowing me to share. All right, let me just refresh it because I don't know. I have to start it again. About it, to spare phone, if not, the phone, a local phone. You know, it's not easy with all these devices. You have to keep up to date. Oh, start that again. Success, wealth, prosperity, 4 powerful words. Everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to have prosperity. Everybody wants to have power. And everybody wants to have wealth. And wealth doesn't literally mean that you need a lot of money in your bank account. Wealth means that you have the environment and you have the country that works for you. Koiki, and Nigeria is going to work. It's just that Tinubu is not good. But we will bring somebody else. Koiki, it's just that it's our politicians. And that is the nonsense we have been saying for the last 63 years. It is time that we allow Nigeria to dissolve peacefully. Unhappily, however, this is where the problem now starts. As people are looking at me right now, hey, Mukialaja, Irat, Adeyeye, Mukima, Assalamu alaikum. Mukibuba and sisters and brothers were. All hail Biafra and all hail Scottish. Unhappily, however, Nigeria lacked the inner unity and strength. Take those 2 words. Okay, you want us to keep Nigeria. How are we going to keep that unity and the strength when Prince Harry started the journey from the north, as if the north, that we knew from the same Aerosmith that the first election was rigged, the first census was rigged. Oh, some will say, but the military barracks and the military is in Kaduna. No, it was purposely positioned in the north because the north was meant to rule over me and you. And you can say, Koiki, where do you have that proof? Let me bring you another one. This is the letter we sent to Tinubu. Let me keep this one like this under my armpit. But not smelly armpit. Many Nigerians now have body odor. Moki our first bang. Baba mi shit among me. It's not your fault, Mr. Lekon Oladipo Moki. You used to have money to buy deodorant, but it is expensive now. So everywhere is smelly. That is part of what I was told by somebody that just came back from Nigeria, giving me the download. Body odor. Smelly. You might say, but Koiki, where did you find this information that Nigeria is not going anywhere? No, I think it's on here. Should we go faster so that we can move towards that side so that we're not jumping? Nigeria, however, lack the inner unity, and that is where I will be bringing in Obaseki conversation. Obaseki is the current governor of Edo State, right? Obaseki says we can't secure Nigeria from the center. Kid Obaseki, simple Ryan, good evening. Oscar Alpha say, good evening, Egbon. Please check your inbox. That will be after the program, not now, but I will. Moki Yawa Adeyeye. Bishop Adesina says, America is already building the largest military base in the world in Lagos Island. The project of the coaster from Lagos. That is going to be their embassy. But it is all strategic. James Sani said, We want unity in Nigeria. We want to be united. Oh, Koiki, we love each other. It's just that those criminal politicians are the one putting, hatred in us. All the things that has happened in the history before, and this and no. There will not be unity should we remain Nigeria. But you will see unity will flourish just after we leave Nigeria. And I'll give an example. On the program on Friday, as I was explaining agriculture, I put a call to Captain John. Captain John is from the southeast. I've known him at least now about 15 years. We were meant to bring agricultural produce, most importantly yam, to UK. The funding was there. Anita program, can you please confirm that you heard Captain John called me? I called him. He told us what? Put it on the comment section. He said that the reason why we could not bring the yam to Nigeria, from Nigeria to UK, is because of that shit old country you call Nigeria. This is about 10 years ago now. So some of you that think that, oh, if you're outside Nigeria, we are busy Nigeria like this. Really? Yes, I might not like Igbo people, but I want to do business with them. I might not have any relationship with the Igbo people, but I want to make sure that we can trade. I can go there and study. Each time I look at those that do this immigration out of Nigeria, out of Africa, if you can do it. People wants to go to Estonia. People wants to go to Lithuania, Latvia, Ukraine before the war. There were many Nigerians studying in Ukraine. When we can go and study, even in the north, if they have the quality education, if it was a country of their own, I would rather go to the Biafra land and study medicine or media and bring it back to the southwest and use that to look after my people and myself. Why are we all running outside Africa? It's because they destroy Africa for their own hidden agenda. So they don't want us to think that we have quality education in Africa. You must first arrive in Europe. Latvia, that is just under 2 million. Many Nigerians would rather get a visa today and go and study in Latvia. Latvia, that is producing 20 billion US dollars of produce export, while Alimosho is 3 million. Go and look at Alimosho today. Smelly, smelly. So let's go further. Unhappily, however, Nigeria lacked the inner unity and strength needed for the greatness. And that is why Obaseki says we can't secure Nigeria anymore from the center. And I want to take where he actually said that. And I'm going to read a little bit from that and then just to link it with what we are saying now. The governor of Edo State, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, has carved a niche for himself by being blunt, accentuating his opinion, and always speaking truth to the power. I don't know which power he's speaking to. The strong-willed governor hosted the Vanguard newspaper in Benin City last week, Thursday. Don't ask me the date. Let's move swiftly. Koikimedia ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. He spoke on the state of the nation, his service to Edo people, and among other things, what he would be doing after leaving office. We serve you the first of the two-part interview. Chief Edwin Clark is one of the elder in the southeast, just like the Baba Fashion Roti. Ruben Fashion Roti is 98 years old. They are expecting Tinubu to give them restructure Nigeria or regional government. That is their own argument, Afenifere. We wait and see if Tinubu gives them that. If Tinubu himself have not signed Nigeria to the Shagori, the criminal Shagori and the Lebanese. Chief Edwin Clark and other Nigerians are talking about restructuring. And I don't know how they want to restructure Nigeria with the fraudulent. And don't come and tell me the 1999 constitution has amended. Tinubu is using that constitution that is as dead as Titanic. Chief Edwin Clark and other Nigerians are talking about restructuring, and you have been very vocal about the economy, like the printing of the money by Emefiele and Buhari the criminal, and all that some people thought you extradited, did you? This is the question that the journalist first threw to him. This is his response. We're going to come back to this in a minute. I just want you to understand the reason why we are here is that Obaseki is telling Nigerians that the center is not holding. Every Nigerian knows that the center is not holding, but we are living in denial. I saw the underbelly of Nigeria open during the COVID-19. Remember that the reason why we have more mental problems during the COVID-19 is because Nigeria could not feed our people. We saw people drop dead. We saw people crying. Ebin power. That was even before Tinubu came. Now they are even screaming more, Ebin power. During the COVID-19, and we saw many jihadis were imported back into Nigeria by Olori Buruku Buhari, dead or alive. When everywhere was locked down, they were moving them from Dangote truck straight into the southwest and the southeast. In their numbers, they've become the sleeper cells today. And don't think that I am trying to make it look like it is only Nigeria. I've told you UK is unsubstantial. That means there is likely to be a terrorist attack in this country. But they are nipping the bud and they are not using God to find solution. They are using every resources to make sure that no terrorist attack will happen, but it is likely based on the level we are according to the MI5 intelligence. But in Nigeria, we are going to call Jesus, just as so many stupid of you. The dollar will be 2,000 naira to a dollar. But some of you say it's not going to happen with my prophecy. Time will tell. I will remind you. During the COVID lockdown, we were locked in and could not go anywhere. I thought that was a wake-up call for all of us to maintain our distance and move ahead. But I did not see it. We printed more money like many other countries. America print money like shaggy. As people did not work, but that added to our burden. Because if you check, the federal government never fulfilled its budget in the last 20 to 30 years. I remember one of my uncle, he died now, and this was before I left Nigeria in 1998. I don't know what this man, every time they are doing budget, you remember I finished secondary school in 95, and I went to Lagos State. I mean Lagos to live in Lagos. And every time there's budget, he would call us to his house, give us newspaper, oh yeah, read it, and then tell me what you read about budget. Now I know from what Obaseki said. I'm sure many of you don't know that as well. For the last 20 to 30 years of that crazy Olori Buruku Mashamfani country that you're calling Nigeria, that needs to go down very fast. Obaseki says, and I quote, the federal government of Nigeria never fulfill its budget in the last 20 to 30 years. And you are expecting Nigeria to work. You don't understand? Somebody said that they chop Ghana yam. Most of the yam coming through UK normally goes to Ghana from Nigeria, but they dare not call it Nigeria yam because it is not going to be used for export purpose. It is something I know very well. Most of the yam, not that the Ghana don't bring, but most of the yam first goes to Ghana, the beans goes to Ghana, and many other things like that. But let's stick back to this. For 20 to 30 years, not be me the talker, now the governor of Edo State, he has intelligence, he has the report, he has the facts. He's saying that for 20 to 30 years, Nigeria budget was never fulfilled. And me and you are praying that Nigeria will fulfill our dreams. Even if the budget was not perfect, even if the budget didn't have enough money, but for 20, let's even leave it as 20 years. 20 years means that from 1999 till date, they've never fulfilled the budget. Every one of your politicians, I saw Dino Malaye, Tesiniloju, bought 120 million Rolex watch. Some say, Koiki, but he has money. No, he never had money until he became a senator, and he was using constituency fund, just like many of them, based on the fraudulent system that was set up to keep you in that operation, keep them poor. some of you will not survive, while some of you will survive before we cross the hurdles. Let's continue. They always spend more than they earn. Buy motto for the rural, traditional rulers. Buy things that the amount of money being spent by the government, we are not earning it. We are not earning it. What are you producing? Tell me. My lips are dry. This is 150 years of Vaseline. Lip therapy. It is from crude oil. We get crude oil, we cannot produce it. They look me. It's finished. I have to buy another one. I have to keep it moisture. Crazy country. Nigeria is going to work in Jesus' name. That is what your grandfather told you before he died. Looking for one Nigeria. So for 20 years, since 1999, let's cap it at 20 years. For 20 years, they've never fulfilled the budget. But me and you, we're expecting the budget to support our business, to support the economy, to make us prosper as Nigerians, only not knowing that they were not doing so. Why? Because Obaseki made us know now that the reason is that they always spend more than they earn. But under President Muhammadu Buhari, dead or alive, the former Fulani man that opened the border for all the jihadis to come into Nigeria, it's even accelerated, particularly after the COVID. COVID meant that you had to put money in the system. Everybody in the world did it, and everybody is suffering that now. That is why we have global inflation, but ours was excessive. So we have normal problem under normal circumstances that we have to deal with. Inflation in the last 20 years, and then plus the COVID happened, we were still behaving the way we used to behave. That added to the COVID effect. That was why I panicked. It was like, you people are not saying what I was saying. That the amount of money you put in takes almost a decade to digest. That was why I raised the alarm and everybody started shouting at me. Have things changed? The next question. No. Waiting to change inside this crazy country. Apart from we are praying every day. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah. Allah. Oh yeah, salatu fún Muhammadu, fún Nigeria. Kolon jẹ́ kí Nigeria kódà. Astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. In Jesus' name, amen. God bless Nigeria. Really. So, a country that could not fulfill its budget for 20 years, you are praying that it gets up and move with no production. And you are praying that the dollar doesn't hit 2,000 naira with no production for 63 years. When we have the wealth that they should have channeled into training, education, make sure that we have those industry across the 37 states, including FCT. They were doing big man. The North was spending, the East was spending. Now everything has fallen apart. The question again was, have anything changed? Have things changed? No. Because it has become structural. Unless this is where it's becoming more interesting. This is Obaseki responding, not mine. Don't think it's me. I am just putting my own analysis on it. Because it has become structural. When some of these buildings that we are looking right now, this building, if they tell you, say this one probably like 40 years now, there's one there, story building. It's probably maybe about, only God knows, they are 40 years plus. But what they do is, they change the double glazing because of winter, they remove the old one, but you will know that they are old building. Not the new ones. Even the new ones they're building in the UK is not up to the standard structure. But when things fall apart and the council comes and says, no, this old building must come down, it's because the structure is no longer holding. Nigerians must accept that the structure of Nigeria foundation has been defect, yeah. And all we are doing is that we are now looking for iron rod we put it inside. They put palm oil on the other side. Then some put prayer there. Some put canopy there. And we want it to work. No. The whole structure must crumble down. And then we go back and ask ourselves, do we, like Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Bakoba said, do we still want to be one? That is the question we should be asking ourselves today. Do we truly still want to be one? If we want to be one, how? Oh no, don't ask that question. It's not a question you should be asking. Go and become politician. Go and vote for PDP. Go and vote for APC, Labour Party. That is the fight. Do we want to be one? And we don't have to be one. Yugoslavia said they're not going to be one. It break. Soviet Union break. But we want to force ourselves to be one. We can no longer force ourselves to be one. We need to pull out. So, sorry, I can't pick as much of your comment because I want to get this going, you know, in as much as I know the day is still bright, but to be honest with you, it's already 8 o'clock. So let's move swiftly. Let's start again. Have things changed? Question mark. Ambulance. It's normal. The only siren in Nigeria is a rich man is going somewhere. Thank you so much. The number is growing on the Twitter space. I mean, on the Twitter rather, or X is 122. But all other platforms are not pushing. Facebook, they're not sharing. YouTube, 80 people are watching, 33 likes. It's okay. At least you are using me to cruise for the Sunday before you get ready for work tomorrow. But this is what we are built in to say, and this is what we are built in to do. So we are not here, like I said, for some of you. We are here for those that really understand why Nigeria should come out and say enough is enough. But Nigerians don't want to do that because some of them also want to be like Dino Malayi and steal money. So share the program and invite your friends. So let's move swiftly. Obaseki said no, because it has become structural. Unless you redesign the system to earn more. How do we redesign Nigeria to earn more? Is it by, looking for, Tinubu is looking for dollar now. All over the world. He's traveling all over the place looking for dollar. I don't know where he's going to find it. But they expect diaspora to pump money into it as well. And I guess Tinubu has instructed Cardoso, Cardi B, as it's called, to take down that cyber security levy. Maybe that will still save your little naira that you have in your account. And not all Nigerians are poor, but it's just that most of you are drugs, prostitute. Some of you will even become terrorists if you have the opportunity. Let's say, cultists, everything. That is what some of you want. Remember Hush Puppy, Yoruba criminal. Some of you love him. The way they chop big like his head big like that. He's in the prison right now. He might make Netflix movie by the time it comes out. But I love America because you will spend all the years that you are given. Not like UK system that they give you 20 years. After 10 years you come out. You have to redesign the system to earn more. If you are relying on the crude oil, the system should allow you to produce more. Today, we are producing 1.2 million barrels per day. An average Nigerian doesn't even understand all this. Koiki, kilometer and produce 1.2 million. That is what the OPEC asks us to produce. But the question is, where is the money? Buhari literally have sold money, crude oil, collected loan for what we have not sold. So Nigeria is in a huge debt. Some might say, but other countries have debt as well. But the one in Nigeria, it will last for as long as me and you live here for 100 years and we pass on. We are producing 1.2 million barrels per day and it cannot keep us. The only way you will improve, let's say Edo State, you have 107 wells. One Gabari, Fulani want to take the well. Everybody wants to take the well. And the real citizen that should be enjoying the wealth from that well, the oil well, they are not saying it. They are struggling in abject poverty. So it's giving an example that if it was Edo State now, you have 107 wells and only 53 are producing. Mr. Governor, take get people to explore. Whatever you produce, keep this, give us this. What he's saying is exactly what it's meant to be if we were still in the Western region. Everybody control their resources, and you pump money to the center until that was destroyed. Zamfara State also, you have this mining site. Go own your own licenses, even though we know that Zamfara and all those parts, they were already digging their resources without even putting anything back to the center. Until Dele Alake is now trying to monitor and see what is going in, what is going out. But all that is a temporary measure. As soon as Tinubu complete his tenure, Dele Alake will be chalked out. Every one of them will be chalked out. And those of you that are thinking that now Yoruba Day there now, it will no longer be Yoruba, okay? And I'm just moving swiftly. You seem to be told on the line of restructuring. No, it is not restructuring. Obaseki don't give us another Oyinbo. It is not restructuring, but redesign. Redesign. They want to. The last one we saw was that criminal Fayemi, the former Ekiti State governor. That criminal with all those ones that went to talk about Patutome and the rest of them, that they are talking about the new Nigeria. This one is now saying, no, it is not restructuring, but redesign. This design has expired. So what he is telling us indirectly is that Nigeria has expired. But Nigerians don't want to accept the truth because they are mentally derailed. They cannot think for themselves anymore. We have to help to think for them. Because if Governor Obaseki was asked, are you talking about the line of restructuring? You know, people are talking about restructuring. He is even saying, no. How are you going to restructure this country? Let us redesign it. Automatically, is agreeing to the same 1914 amalgamation that expired in 2014, but he doesn't want to say it because if he say it, there was a Governor Obaseki. No be your mouth, they will not say Nigeria don't expire now. So that is why he's using another English. And English is a borrowed language. It's not our language. Maybe he should translate it to the language people will understand in Edo State. Because for Obaseki to be telling us now that, no, it's not restructure Nigeria that we need, but we need redesign. What are you redesigning? That means it has expired. Let's go further. Some people push this in our recent history. He talked about a man that saw yesterday. Ṣẹ̀rẹ̀ in Yoruba, tí more value àwọn bàbá wa kankan. The name I'm going to mention now is a name that we've talked about. And that is why I said that Iba Gani Adams will have to come to the court for telling us that Igboho killed Bola Ige. He would have to come to the court. Muki Agbaje Wasiu, Ogboro Wasi court. That's what I would say. If he likes, let him do whatever he needs to do. He needs to come to the court and prove that Igboho, Chief Dr. Sunday Igboho, actually killed Bola Ige, because Bola Ige's name was also mentioned in this article that I'm going to read now. And I'll just leave it like that. Some people push this in the recent history that Nigeria is not for restructure, it is for redesign. But remember, the word redesign means that Nigeria has expired. But he doesn't want to tell you that Nigeria has expired. But based on the name I'm going to mention now, you will automatically, yes, in terms of Nigeria has expired. Even if we say it hasn't expired, looking at it as of today, it has expired. And I'm not sure you want to consume a food that has expired in your house. You would have running stomach and you're likely to die. Moki Prince Benga Ajayi, Moki Walabeto. Whether you are listening, whether you are following Onitiri before, but you still want to be listening to Koiki because you like the way Koiki talk. And there's no Yoruba country yet. Even Palestine, that has 144 people voted for them with evidence, and you idiot say we got Yoruba country, called Yoruba Democratic Republic of Country. Where did they sat in the United Nations to even discuss it? Continue to listen to that criminal 419 calling himself Ijile in Turkey. Bomb bastards. ó ní àwọn kan push fún mo fẹ́ sọ ní Yorùbá kó lè yé wa dáadáa bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Prince Gbenga Ajayi. Nigeria expired, and I don't expect Nigerians to be consuming food that has expired. But I know in Nigeria we have criminals, oh yes, from the southeast, from the southwest, from the north, that always remove expiry dates. You don't tell me you don't know. People tend to say now Igbo people they do them before, and they're still doing it. They remove the date and they put another date, even though that product has expired. And when you consume it, if you're lucky to survive, it's because maybe you just survived. Some of you will die. That is why this country, when I came to this country 20 years ago plus, I always get angry. I work in the hospitality industry. And the amount of food that is thrown into the bin, I can't just understand it. For the first couple of months, I was fighting the chef every day. Why are you throwing it away? It says it is no more consumable. It is expired. I say, but you just cooked it 2 hours ago. He said, Koiki, you cannot eat it anymore. If you eat it, anything happen to you, I will not be responsible. We are fighting. You know, I was a kitchen potter. It was a job. I was fighting them. Why do you throw this? Because you know why I was thinking like that? I was having mental problem that most of you in Nigeria do not have proper food to eat. And food was dumped in the bin every blessed day from Monday to Sunday in the hospitality industry. I'm sure some of you that work in the kitchen that are arriving today, you'll also be witnessing that, because it is still going on. It is mean that those eggs that were fried, those eggs that were boiled, needs to be thrown away, because they have a particular temperature, they have a particular timing that you have to consume it. If you cannot consume it after that, throw it away. But in Nigeria, most of you are still consuming Nigeria, and it will make sure that, I just pray that you survive, but most of you will die along the line. Like that Igbo man I said I saw in Simon Ekpa's page, he had this tanker with crude oil, diesel. The military stole the diesel, and they eventually burnt down that tanker. The guy said that means that he has lost 150 million naira. He's crying. The Yoruba, don't think about Igbo alone. The Yoruba last week, not this week, the week before, Ile-Epo, they lost 540 million naira worth of goods because of Fulani terrorists burnt down the market. Continue to say, Koiki is not going to happen in Jesus' name. But it is happening, and we can all feel it, because you are consuming expired food. Oúnjẹ tó ti bàjẹ́, tó ti expire lẹ́ ń jẹ. Nigeria has expired, and that means that many people, not everybody, will be affected by Nigeria, and some of you will die a painful death. Not that we pray for it, but it is just the norm. Some people push this in our recent history. The late Bola Ige was one. He said, all politics are local. If you cannot play politics in local, you cannot have a country. Nigeria is not playing local politics. In Oyo State, how can PDP become the only political party to become the local government chairman? So that means AAC that was contesting, they locked the contestant. APC, they locked them. That is not a local politics anymore. It has become Begiri and Obela ati Obewedu mixed together politics. I call it Begiri ati Wedu politics. Bomb bastards. Let's read that again. Obaseki, I told you that all these governors are intelligent. They know that Nigeria is not working. But they dare not come out and tell you Nigeria is working. Mukiba Baba Sikiru Alani. Mokibuwakwe Ekabo, Olami, use love. Thank you so much. Some people have been pushing in the recent history. Is now talking about the late Uncle Bola Ige that was killed during Obasanjo's tenure, Chief Justice of Nigeria. The same way they want to kill Igboho on the 1st of July 2021 was the way they killed Bola Ige. You know why? Because Bola Ige was already working towards the vision of Awolowo to give us what we are fighting for today. And they said, no. Abola, no, you can't come and be talking about Yoruba nation. No, no. Hello? Yeah, take him out. Are you sure? Take him out. And those that are meant to be the security for Uncle Bola, when they were asked, you are the security for the chief judge, where were you now? I went to eat amala. You uncle, I went to see my girlfriend. You uncle, uncle said, till date, I'm into Bola. And somebody popped out and said, Igbowo kill Bola. Gani Adams, you will meet us at the court. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. You will meet us at the court. I won't say more than that. All politics was local, according to the late Uncle Bola, and that he was the first Yoruba man. Òun ni àkọ́kọ́ Yoruba before being Nigerian. Where are you from? I am from Nigeria. Obasanjo, my Nigerianness is better than Yorubaness. We know you are not Yoruba anyway. You are from Igbo side. Many of you want to. Some of you have never traveled. So want to speak like Queen English. You know. I love Nigeria. Oh yeah, we all love Nigeria. But now we understand that Nigeria is a crime scene, because even Prince Harry told us that Nigeria is not a country. He started with the north before visiting Lagos State. What does Kaduna have? Let me tell you again. Uncle Bola said, I am a Yoruba man before Nigeria. Ọmọ Yoruba ni mí, kẹ́ tó máa pè mí ní Nigeria. Thank you so much, Sikiru Alani. Mo kí bàbá wa Afọlábí Káyọ̀dé. Thank you so much, Danny Adeyemi. If you're new to the platform, I don't talk about any other thing. Oh yeah, Facebook has billions of people. On this platform, it's all about Yoruba Nation. Continue to say I did play. It will happen. It's just a matter of time. Let us warm up and educate many people why you should be talking about Yoruba Nimi before. Even if Nigeria is not breaking today, you should be first proud that I am a Yoruba nationalist. Let them call you all kind of names. Say you are a Biafra before Nigeria. You are Arewa before Nigeria, because Nigeria is only 110 years old. Let's pause that before I go further, because I don't want to go back and remember that I have this to tell you. However, Nigeria lacked the inner unity and the strength needed for such greatness. You will never see greatness in Nigeria. Say amen. You think you will see greatness. Your father did not see greatness. Your mother did not see greatness. It is not their fault. It is because the foundation that the British cooked was to destroy the true indigenous people. If you like, work hard, study, PhD. If you join APC, you will be a criminal. The hundreds of people of Nigeria, let's even say 200 million, whatever million, were pushed together in 1914 amalgamation by the British. We were radically different. As people, they see me like this, Omo Yoruba niye, Swaga, you know that song? Omo Yoruba niye. Everybody will sing in Nigeria today. They will add Yoruba music into it because it is the only one that is selling. Igbo people will be singing. They go add Yoruba music into it because it is the one that is pushing the language. A day. Even though say they don't understand the Yoruba very well. But they will still add Yoruba into that music because it will sell. That shows that the British knew when they were pushing, and this is what we should be discussing. Oloshi people are telling us, hey, let's go and put up together and push this Kaba away. You cannot push Kaba away because Kaba is supported by the West. Idiots. Somebody is even telling me, let them go to Brazil and see how Yoruba culture is being portrayed. Maybe I should remind you again. However, the reason why we cannot have inner unity and strength, millions of people of Nigeria were pushed together in the 1914 amalgamation. the whole project Nigeria is not even up to 200 years old. Why do we want to kill ourselves? Jonathan said the only reason why Nigeria is still existing is because the British want it like that. He's the former president. You think it's stupid for him to say that? He knows, but he could not say that because while he was in power, he was part of those that were chopping money. So when some of you see Reno talking like on social media, he chopped so much under Jonathan. So leave him to be talking nonsense. That is because he has chopped so much money. The hundreds of the people of Nigeria pushed together in 1914 by the British. This is the key reason why we must allow Nigeria to dissolve. Where radically, the word radically was used. You know when they say somebody is radical, you know the meaning of radical. We were radically different in culture, political tradition, religion, attitude to religious diversity. That is why in the north, they can put petrol on Deborah. May her soul continue to rest, but her soul will not rest until Nigeria will go down. It is 2 years that Deborah was put petrol, machete, and killed because of her religious view. With the northerners that you want, some of Yoruba people will never visit the north. Why then do you want us to keep Nigeria? Dumb bastard. You will never visit the north. Why then? I want to go in the north. They have the right to live in the north. I was in the space the other day. Koiki and Igbo, you are the one that let me destroy. Our business was destroyed in the north. The north have been destroying the people's businesses every time there's a small problem. They go AY. They kill, they maim, they destroy. Yoruba nation did not destroy any Yoruba people business in the north. You're a bomb bastard. You want us to live in a country where the north, in 2 years ago, Deborah, how many people remember Deborah? We remember her now. In a WhatsApp group, they were having discussion. She was put petrol, and the guy that did it said, na me do am, na me put the fire. She was begging for her life, and bomb bastard Christians are still telling me to keep quiet when you know that in Nigeria, El Rufai said, and I quote, that there will never be a Christian governor in the north, especially in Kaduna. I pity a lot of you trying to fix and work out Nigeria. We should be discussing how we can go out of Nigeria without bloodshed. If you refuse to allow peaceful dissolution of Nigeria, it will be like Yugoslavia, and I bet you Tinubu will end up inside the ICC. And I hope that doesn't happen, because Milosevic died in the ICC prison. And you can support us. The details are still posted about Fisori Facebook. It is voluntary for Koikimedia, okay? We are radically different in culture, political tradition. That is why Uncle Bola Ige, according to Edo State Governor, where is it again? Don't run away. Don't go too far. Mbolowa again. Uncle Bola Ige told us, according to what he said, Umbo, why am I cancelled again? It might be no. Uncle Bola Ige, that was killed, said, I am a Yoruba man before Nigeria. What is Nigeria? Oh, because Prince Harry is in Nigeria. Oh, you never saw Oyibo before. Oyibo. Prince Harry, we love him, and Meghan, we love him and her. I love Diana dead. I love her. But it is their great-great-grandfather that created Nigeria. That is why he must travel to the north to continue that line. It dare not come to the southwest before going to the north, because the north is classified as the one ruling Nigeria. Mumu. Uncle Bola Ige was one, and I said politics was local, and that he was the first Yoruba man before in Nigeria. Even late Vice President Alex Ekweme talk about the 6th region. So specifically, what do you think? I am reading back from the governor of Edo State now. We are where we are now. We have 36 states. We cannot do much about it. Some are saying, Koiki, I think we need more states in Oyo State. Let us allow Tinubu to give us more states. Idiot. I am not sure Delta wants to join us again to be Bendel. No, we are 36 states. How do we organize ourselves among the 36 states with a question mark? The first thing is to devolve the power to everybody. How are they going to devolve the power? Do you think that Tinubu, before the next 3 years, will devolve the power because Jonathan did not even touch the confab of 2014? He said, when I come back, I will deal with it. Tinubu and CPC joined together, chased Jonathan away, put in terrorists, kidnapping and everything, and we saw what happened. Muki Wale can say a very good evening and welcome. If you are new to the platform, it is called Koikimedia. Self-determination is a right, and that right is what we are exhausting by educating you on this platform. This is not a terrorist platform. The utterances is very, very moderate. It is something that any British media would do as I'm doing it. But because I am a black man, hey, why are you talking like this? Is it because you are abroad? Yeah, it's because I'm abroad. And I'm not coming home anytime soon. Come back to Nigeria. Bye. I'm not coming to Nigeria. Come back to Nigeria. Come on, let us. Showore is in Nigeria. Go and work. Go and work with Showore. Every day I chat with Showore. He's my man. Go and work with Showore before Nigeria breaks. It should be reversed. Let us, it says in a code, the first thing is to devolve the power to everybody. Let us now have a strong center in the different. The North doesn't want that. They still want to be in charge. The Yoruba doesn't want that. They still want to be in charge. The Igbos, if they're given an opportunity, they would also want to do more and worse. Everybody knows how to cultivate to themselves. Oh yeah, Tinubu, don't give Igbo people that juicy position. Which one are you giving them? My wife was asking me this afternoon, when are they going to start giving us our ambassador around the world? I said that is a big business being negotiated as we speak right now. Do you know that we don't have any ambassador right now? They were all recalled back October last year. So Tinubu must first look to make sure that UK put Yoruba man there. Russia, Ukraine, put Igbo there. Benin Republic, it used to be Buratai, Olori Buruku, that says I'm selling poisonous snake, and that's how he was making to make money to buy supermarket in Dubai, as we heard. We will go Benin Republic. Babakito is there. Put a Yoruba man there. You think Tinubu will be stupid not to cultivate to himself first and our people because he wants the unity of Nigeria? Are we united? Tinubu told us that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria. So he still have the blood of not believing in one Nigeria, but he's not going to say it. And we hope he listens to us so that Nigeria can dissolve. We're almost 2 hours into the program. It's exactly 2 hours, 2 minutes. We have the last 1 hour, and I'm pushing what Jonathan Obaseki is saying, including this as well. The first thing is to devolve the power to everybody. Do you ever think that they will devolve the power? Mukiyawa, Olubumi, Oloyede, Ayilaka, Ekaboma. Ǹjẹ́ rò pé wọ́n máa devolve power? Abayomi Elijah, thank you so much. If you're new to the platform, please share and invite as many people to come and listen. Let us now have a strong center in a different way. How do you have a center that is strong in a different way if we are still operating the fraudulent 1999 constitution as amended? Almost all the correct lawyer, senior advocate of Nigeria, they've said so much about the constitution that constitution is the increment of the devil. It must be pulled down, nothing like amendment. But do you know the numbers of the representative? The North is much in number because the British rigged it in 1959, gave them the bigger censor. It should be reversed, otherwise we will not. This is very important. Those of you say, Koiki, why is it that he worried not collectively? Tí wọ́n bá rí tiẹ̀ ṣe, àwọn tó rí ṣe wọ́n bọ̀ wá attack ẹ̀. Àwọn tó rí ṣe, they will become the enemy to you. In the country UK, I told you, there's a lot of crime in this country. Follow my page, you will see the amount of crime. But if I go out to the store, I am likely to meet my MP buying milk. Hello Sandra. how are you? And we start talking. They didn't pick up the bill in that area. Really? Can you see me my surgery next week so that we can talk about it? What are you buying, Sandra? I'm just buying milk. Can you and your senator meet at ShopRite without any police officer? And you say, let me use Yayi, that criminal. Yayi is another criminal that left Alimosho. He wants to become the governor of Ogun State. He's already working that one out because I saw his post that says, hey, somewhere in Ogun State, they've never become the governor. So I might be the one that is the governor. Is the current senator somewhere, I think Ogun State West or whatever. Criminal. Can you ever meet Yayi in ShopRite and just say, Yayi, Senator Yayi, just to respect him. But it's in your watch. Right there, right there, Kirikiri, Lumatibare. And from Kirikiri, you find yourself in the terrorist camp inside the prison in Abuja. Obaseki, the Edo State governor, said, and I quote, it should be reversed. Otherwise, we will not get the full potential of the country because this country is too rich. We know it's too rich, but it is not making any impact to the lives of many Nigerians. Those in government, particularly the lawmakers, this is Obaseki, are not ready for this. If Tinubu can conduct a proper census, that will be the beginning of the Nigerian dissolution. Sultan of Sokoto will not allow. And if they're going to allow, they will bring many people with Ikar that are wearing this and they'll be counting them their legs. So one will come out, you count the leg, the same person come out, and that is why they cannot. Buhari wanted to push for that because he's a criminal. Let's hope Tinubu will do a proper count for census. So, some of you will say, you want Yoruba nation, go and talk to your lawmakers. Which lawmakers? They are all bombastic criminals. Criminals in the making, like Felani Kula Kutubi will say. Those in government, particularly the lawmakers, are not ready for this. So how much change can occur? Some of you, change is coming. Say Baba, say Bua. Change is not coming anywhere because Obaseki is telling us now that the lawmakers are not ready. The contradiction will come to a head in some form, and we see banditry has been with us, terrorism has been with us for some time, but we are still using the same solution to try to solve it. So Tinubu, I gotta appreciate my mom. As I see her, she's been very busy, but the moment she comes in, I calm down, I respect her, and we move on. So Moki Yatobi Miloma, welcome to the program, to my beautiful mother. The one that saw the vision that I should not be in Nigeria after my school start. I begged her to let me go to Unilag. She said, which Unilag? Come to London. Even if you are working, you don't go university, you are better off than Nigeria Unilag. Not that Unilag is not up to standard, but many Yoruba people cannot go to Unilag, but the North with the 0 mark will go to Unilag. And I say, and they come here and say, oh my economy, I be Lagosian. Many of your children cannot enter university in the Southwest. They will send them to Ahmadu Bello University. You know why? Because of the fraudulent cutoff mark. It is being the contradiction will come to a head in some form. We see banditry has been with us, terrorism has been with us for some time, but we are still using the same solution to try to solve the same problem. So Tinubu is trying to use the same solution to try to solve the same problem. People don't confirm. This person, make I no mention the name, make them no go look at. He said, yes, so Mr. Koiki, it is true. That foolish man called Senator Yayi, all those politicians in Ogun State, they are devil and the governor. I know Yayi. You know when I say I know these people, I know them. I never saw him face to face, but at least I went to his house in Ikeja once, but we didn't meet him. And I will just leave it like that. He left Alimosho, Lagos State. Then he went to contest as a senator in Ogun State. Because why? He's already preparing for the governor after Dapo Abiodun. They are all bombastic criminals. Thank you so much to all our followers and those of you. Moke brought me at Debanjo Sunday. Moke and Tawani Paris. Let's move swiftly. You attend the other position I may want to aspire to will be the president, but I cannot aspire to be the president of Nigeria under the structure. So Obaseki is already saying it clearly. Òun ò ní lè ṣe president in Nigeria under the structure. But Tinubu, ó gbáyà síta, èmi ló kàn, àwa ló kàn. Ó gbé àyà síta nísìn. Under this fraudulent structure, Tinubu is now trying to find a solution to a country that lacks inner unity and strength. But when the Afenifere went to see Tinubu, Tinubu said, and I quote, that I will make sure that we save Nigeria and keep Nigeria. We see how far that goes, but one thing is, Tinubu must respect the right of the Yoruba people and the right to self-determination of those that wants to live Nigeria peacefully. And remember, our own is non-violent. So let's pull a little bit more. You attend the National Executive Council meetings with your colleagues. You are vocal. And even recently, you spoke about what is the next meeting, like printing of money did. The council not castigate it. This printing of currency, the National Executive not castigate me. Yesterday, we had a meeting where some people were saying, no, I should not have jumped the gun to announce my minimum wage. Remember that he wants to pay 70,000 naira. I hope he's able to pay that to the workers in Edo State. And we're going to follow that and see. But I said this is not union. I felt that 1 year after such a fundamental economic shift, there should be something better for my people. They have suffered too much. Ambulance. I wake up every day seeing the suffering and unable to eat. You expect me to say that I am waiting for somebody to finish his negotiation before helping my people? No. If you finish your negotiation, whatever it is, we will align. So what he is saying is exactly what Yoruba people want. We cannot be waiting for the North that is not ready for development. We cannot be waiting for the other region that wants to suppress us. We must pull out of Nigeria, and that is the only option. I am reading this from Vanguard newspaper. It's their first part of the interview granted to Obaseki, the Edo State governor, and we are also lining it with the letter that Babakitoye says Nigeria needs the courage to dissolve. And some of you, Nigeria will not dissolve in Jesus' name. Stop calling Jesus to your nonsense. Nigeria is not going to dissolve. Jesus knows that there's so much blood that have been used for those that have died, like Rebecca and many people like that, that shouldn't have died. So your Jesus is not going to help you this time around. The cry of the masses have reached that Jesus, and Jesus is now saying Nigeria will dissolve. What is your relationship with Mr. President? He is my president. I swore to uphold the fraudulent constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I accept him as my president. Can Edo be like Lagos State? The president has many challenges on his table. And for us to help him, every governor should focus on his state. Try to make sure you do things right. To make your state peaceful and orderly so that you do not add to his problem. I talk about the redesigning the country. He is not using restructuring anymore. Obaseki is using redesigning. What is the meaning of redesigning? That means even restructure has failed. Nigeria is gone. Nigerians, wake up. There is nothing called Nigeria. It is just another British Empire that is in the making, and we have to unmake it. How can you change the structure of this country? I've jumped 2 questions because I want to move swiftly. They've asked him the question. How can you change the structure of this country by being aloof? Mukiba Baba Ola Akiyemi. Yoruba nation is not going back. We will participate in the change from different dimensions. I would not want to go and sit in the Senate and say we are sitting to amend the Constitution, which will not be possible. You see this guy, we might not agree with him. I might agree with, but at least it's giving us exactly the same tone that we have been saying that Yayi is gone to the Senate now. They sit down there, wear Yoruba cap, wear Igbo cap, Fulani cap, Hausa cap, Bendelite cap. and they are trying to amend the constitution. But he is telling us now, and I hope he's not going to come out and become another senator, because this will come back on his head. How can you change the structure of this country by being aloof? We will participate in the change from a different dimension. Let's get out of Nigeria. That's the dimension. But he doesn't want to say that. I would not want to go and sit in the Senate and say we are sitting to amend the constitution, which will not be possible. So when they tell you they are amending the constitution, they knew that it is not going to be possible. Only possible, like, because it will negatively affect us as we are today. Who does that? But we have a wolf politician with all their stomach. You know you don't see their stomach very well. It's because they put agbada on. They are criminals. If they remove that agbada, their stomach is like the one way carry ball inside. Criminals. Constituency project, they give small rice. I saw in Oyo State, they have just given 10,000 bags of rice to 15 million people. I don't know how they're going to share that. Those of you on Koikimedia, it is going to go off in about 14 seconds, and I want it to go off before I switch it on back again. 13,000 bags of rice to be shared by 14 million people in Oyo State. How they're going to share it, don't ask me. But we know that it is just another crime scene. I pity Yoruba people that still say we should keep Nigeria. We are not one of those. We are not interested in Nigeria. Nigeria is another crime scene, and we should allow Nigeria to go its own way. We are just about less than 40 minutes to the end of the program, and I don't think we are doing very bad with the analysis from the interview. Granted, if you want to read that interview, just type in Obaseki and type in Nigeria, it will pop up. So Obaseki ti jẹ́ kó yé wa nísìnyí pé there is no amount of senators that go and sit in the Senate and trying to amend the constitution. You cannot amend the 1999 constitution. That constitution needs to go down. That constitution needs to be pulled down. A new constitution with so much clause on whether the Union of Nigeria should remain one or not. That to start with. At least we can start with that. But the corrupt senators, they're not going to allow that. Edo State governor have just told us. I'll read it again. How can you change the structure of this country by being aloof? We will participate in the change. Our ma participate, but from a different dimension. Onowo. 30,000 bags of rice. Yeah. I'm not joking. I saw the news. And if you think I'm joking, you can go to, there's a guy called Oyo. He's into, I don't know whether it's a blog or whatever. I'll tell you. I don't come here and make up things. I am also know that if I tell you anything that is false, that means ahead or your affairs. I'll tell you now. I will even tell you the name because I didn't know the name of the guy. He's a minister, but I'll tell you the name now. I found it. Or your affairs. You can check it out on X. And it's with a video. Jubilation. Jubilation. They are already jubilating. Mad people all over the place. Jubilation. As Minister of Power, Bayo Adelabu, you know Bayo Adelabu is from Oyo State, flags off the distribution of 10,000 bags of rice. I said 14 million, right? It's even more than that. 15 million people of Oyo State to cushion the hardship faced by the people. This is what they say, Operation Keep Them Poor. Do you think that 10,000 bags of rice can be used to feed 15 million people? Let them alone. Joseph accredited that is an insult to the people of Nigeria, especially the Yorubas. Yoruba don't beg for food as I grew up to know. We are now beggar. Olayomi Ibrahim said, well done, sir, white lion of our time. I am okay. Maybe you are new to the platform. I will give you the privilege, sir. Mr. Shogbade Shegun, bí ẹ ṣe darapọ̀ mọ́ platform yìí. Okay, and I sometimes want to also respect our viewers and listeners, but I am not looking for people. Look, I'm not joking. People are always looking to hear me speak. Not everybody on social media. So don't ever tell me that, Baba, don't cost them, keep up with the explanation. Prophet Nasrullah, a man of God, says we must continue to cost them on a daily basis. And I don't want to cost you, but please don't ever come on the platform and say don't cost them. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo wọn pátápátá látòkè délẹ̀ fún ìyà tó fi gbogbo wa jẹ, wọn ò ní ṣoríire, ògùn lákàyè máa pa wọ́n ni. And maybe you should write again, and then you will take the cost as well. Don't ever. Fulani is killing everybody. That one doesn't concern you. I don't know how stupid people are. If a Fulani catch you right now, they will kill you right on the spot. In your kin doing. But it's the one that Koiki caused that also pains you. Politicians until they pull out and say Yoruba nation is the future, and that is when we will start respecting them. Give 10,000 bags of rice to 15 million people, where your state has 33 local government. We have what it takes in your state to feed the whole of Africa, and you come here and tell me stop cursing. And we are almost there, just about 30 minutes plus. And I only have 20 minutes because I want to appreciate many of you. And it's also getting dark. It's just 9 o'clock and you can still see it's bright outside. Pitch dark in Nigeria with no electricity. Not everybody, but majority. Yes, they don't deserve our respect. Wicked politicians from the south to the north to the middle belt to the southeast to the southwest that have kept all Nigerians in the reason why they are there today. They are representing themselves. They've never represented the people. So let's talk about Obaseki. Obaseki said, if you like, have many senators representing you, they cannot change the constitution. And that is a fact. To give you an example, one of the challenges we have here is the civil service. The more we drive down, because we are carrying out huge surgical reforms, and you cannot digitalize if you do not have, if you do not back the process. Now the civil service we have is a British model civil service that support parliamentary system. We have not adapted this civil service to the kind of the presidential system we are choosing. Imagine Mukia Jaya. They are using Benny Tajuddin Alowoneni criminal association country. Mukibabawa Johnson, Mukia Jaya. You see the fraud in Nigeria. Obaseki is just telling us something that is interesting. I want us to capture that before, even if it's going to be the last one I'm going to talk about. It says, and I quote, that we are still using the British model civil service that support parliamentary system. What is parliamentary system? Western region, Eastern region, Northern region. But we have not adapted this civil service to the kind of the presidential system we have chosen. We are using a fraudulent presidential system that does not favor me, you, whether I did inside Nigeria, whether you did outside Nigeria. Bishop Adesina said, the Bible says, to the wicked it shall not be well with him. I am saying to the wicked, Yoruba political said, it shall not be well with you. Amen. A permanent secretary is there to hold office. Look at years ago, how many prime ministers we had in England? About 3 in the short of space of time. Liz Truss was the shortest prime minister we ever had in this country. It did not affect the state. The government kept running. But under the presidential system used in Nigeria today to deceive you and me, right? You know when the chief executive officer will come in and the day he will leave. So that means Tinubu knows when he's coming. As long as he doesn't fight, he will be there till 2027. Therefore, he is there and has to resign. So you cannot tell me you are permanent. I will sack you if I do not think you can help me to deliver. Those are some of the contradictions I saw in this system. So what he's trying to explain before we go, because it's getting dark now, is that in UK, we saw how prime minister were coming and going. That did not affect the London borough of Newham. That did not affect the London borough of Southwark. That did not affect the London borough where you are living. The government is still functioning, but the people or the party does not believe anymore. Not just the party, the cabinet minister does not believe in the head anymore. They start resigning. That forced the government to come down, and eventually a new prime minister comes in. Even though the structure is still within the conservative. And Joseph Akinwumi say, Obaseki have just confirmed all what we have been saying. That is why I had to leave this to Sunday broadcast for me and you to understand. Thank you so much. Yes, I understand. I know, I can tell, because I've never seen you on the platform before, and that is why not everybody we get angry with all the time. We are here. I am not here saying that we should agree with what I'm saying all the time. Feedback is good, but when it comes to our politicians, they are meant to be cursed. Nothing more than that. I tend not to curse Nigerians anymore, but I know that many of them have mental problems. They cannot understand anything, and it's not their fault. So thank you so much, Mr. Shegun, and I hope you will remain on this platform, because it's the truthful platform that talks about the dissolution of Nigeria. So before we go, do you mean the people in the government cannot effect the change we need? Another good question was asked. The contradiction is nearing an end. You can see it. One day, we will all have to sit down and say, let us look at it, because our biggest problem today is improving revenues. How can a country that produced 2.1 million barrels not produce 1.3 million barrels today? How? With a question mark. The system seems to know the problem, but cannot deal with it. Toriola used to say, Mr. Koiki, Nigeria is wasting the youth soul. But the youth are saying, Koiki, we don't want you to tell us that we are not Nigerians, we are Yoruba people. Mokibaba is Stephen Ido. Mokibu on GR1, Mr. Shegun 7051, and many of you. I think that it's almost, I will be very blunt here. The concept and notion of Nigeria is idea, because we have created this superstructure and expect that everybody will fit into it. What he's saying again is that Yoruba only fit in pẹ̀lú ideology àwọn Igbo or the Biafra or whatever they want to call themselves. The Hausas, we cannot fit in. The Middle Belt, we all have different ideology and structure to look after our people. That is why Awolowo was giving us something that was good until British came. Maybe you've never heard it before, but most of you have heard it before, because I tend to remind you of it, and I'm just jumping. The British essentially placed a death sentence on Nigeria. The Fulani were one of the Nigerian's smallest people, only about 6 million in the northern region. This battery is telling me 15%, so we are almost there anyway. We're non-indigenous people. They had no homeland in Nigeria or anywhere part of Fulani. People were scattered all over West Africa. Consisted mostly of the nomadic cattle herders. They were the least educated people in Nigeria. They were the least delirious of modern education. They were the least capable of leading a modern country in along the modern line. We want to live in a modern country, in the modern line, with 24-hour supply of electricity that will be able to propel us to produce and have those things that we can see from outside the world as well. A good education, a good welfare, a good security. All this is not happening. And that is exactly what Obakeki have said in this interview. He says, and I quote, I will be very blunt here. The concept and the notion of Nigeria is ideal, because we have created this superstructure that British told us that go and live together, live in one country called Nigeria, knowing fully well that Nigeria is not a country. It is a British creation, and that creation must end. But many, Emma Binu, because I want to move, because this seems like the battery on this one is going, so let us pull the battery. Let's charge this. Also increase the lighting. I can't see anything here. We're almost there, and we're almost there. Mukibu Gwalen can see. If you're new to the platform, thank you so much for staying through the broadcast. I will be blunt here. The concept and the notion of Nigeria is ideal because we have created this superstructure. Oh, Nigeria is a beautiful place. Oh, yes, it's beautiful because you can eat amala and gbegiri. You can have a good time in Nigeria. If you have money, if you don't have money as well, you can have a good time. That is not what we are saying. We are talking about the true indigenous people that their identity has been put under Nigeria by Britain in 1914. That everybody should fit in. But it is not working. I must first feel that I am Edo man. You see, did you hear that? Obaseki, I want to first feel like an Edo man. There's nothing wrong in that. Feel like you are Hausa man. There's nothing wrong in that. But British doesn't want that. That is why British fraudulently move Nigeria into our head, which is a death trap. If we do not go back to that, we will never fall in love with ourselves, even if some of us have married or intermarried or whatever. Obaseki wants to feel like an Edo man. I belong to the Edo nation. Did you hear that? Obaseki says, and I quote, that he feels that I am Edo man. I belong to Edo nation, which is my pyramidal identity. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo ẹni tó bá ní ká keep Nigeria. Ní ṣoríire. Àwa wá ń pariwo Yoruba nation. Is it not the same thing that the Edo state governor have just told us today? This is when I do the program again on the software, I will be showing you all this so that it can become locked into the conversation. Yoruba nation now. Yoruba nation. Obaseki, I am an Edo man. I belong to Edo nation, which is my primordial identity. I am OLAYOMI KOIKI, a Yoruba man. I want a Yoruba nation. Want a Yoruba nation? Let's keep Nigeria. So, do you think that Obaseki is stupid man? For now, doing this interview, it shows that things are becoming much more there. But it is just that people don't want to accept the truth because the truth is bitter. Maybe you should listen again. I must first feel òun kọ́kọ́ gbọ́dọ̀ máa ní àníyàn pé nínú ẹ̀mí òun, nínú ara òun, nínú ẹ̀jẹ̀ òun, nínú gbogbo egungun ara òun, ọmọ Ẹdó lòun. Kò wá dúró bẹ́ẹ̀ nìkan. Ó tún wá ní òun fún wa belong to Edo nation. This is what Baba Akintoye, Igboho, and the rest of those that want to be free have been talking about. But because we are one people that still hope, because one pastor, one GO, one imam, one Afa is telling you that by God's grace, Nigeria will be a country. Bishop Adesina just even explained to us that primordial identity and inalienable identity. We must first talk about our identity before the fraudulent country called Nigeria. Bomb bastard. Edo State, Obaseki, Godwin Obaseki. Only I am an Edo man. And there's nothing wrong in that. Is it right? It is the British that changed that structure, that forced that fraudulent constitution on every one of us, that fraudulently also gave us the 1914 amalgamation. Don't think that they are not aware, because they gave us all the first two constitutions that we used. Constitution was written here in Parliament, and idiot Nigerians that say, I have masters. I am an economics. I am a biologist. We go fix Nigeria until Nigeria burnt them like that man that lost 150 million naira in his crude oil that was stolen by the military, and they put fire because they say it's a bunkering. Even though the guy said, I paid for it with my money. One Nigeria is a calm, and it can never work for the benefit of the people. I belong to a Edo nation, which is my primordial identity. Maybe I should spell that to you. Primordial identity. You cannot take it and erase me, as Edo is part of Nigeria. However, I have to control my resources and determine how to train my children in Edo nation. But I know I am too small and needed somebody to give me cover, just like British continue to give cover to Gilberta, which is 32,000 population. So it is a British territory. So the British is using their might to support them against any enemy that wants to attack them. This is what we have been talking about, that all those smaller countries just need to have the support of Yoruba nation and Biafra nation that will support them against enemies and invaders. Jakolu Shola Muki, Taiwo Banu Somuki, one, Nigeria is a fallacy. The center cannot hold. Koiki doing amazing to enlighten his people. Thumbs up for Koiki, single-handedly standing in the gap and preaching fact. Thank you so much, Coach. This is what Nigerians don't want to accept. But your governor, and we will come back to this. It is not the end of this interview. I am still going to come back and do it in a software where everybody will read along with me. Because I am not making anything up here. Somebody says, and I quote here, Joseph Akrese, in 1979, Obasanjo brought up Fulani onto us to spite Awolowo. What do we have? Corruption, abandoned project, plus Umaru Diko was the most powerful and corrupt minister. British harbored him till he died. Same today. Nigerians, as I wind down, I think Obaseki has given me joy. Let me take my glasses off. Obaseki has given me a lot of joy tonight. That gbogbo ta sobo Mokiyami Nikki decency Ifeoluwa Olumide Mokiyin baba mi Ono Adeola Fortune. Yes, you talk with him. Thank you so much. And the rest of you that have joined us on all other platforms that cannot see, I just say I appreciate you. We are almost going on now. What you can just do for me now, if you support us by sharing the program, by liking it, by also telling somebody else that, look, there's a guy called Koikimedia. I don't know whether it's normal, but he talks about the breakup of Nigeria. Just go and listen to him and see whether you can learn one or two things. But this interview that Obaseki granted Vanguard in Edo last week Thursday has proven we are Yoruba people, we are Yoruba nation before Nigeria. Muki Mr. Deyemi Henry, Muki Awanike, okay, and as I leave us tonight, let me remind us again, we are not fighting the government, we are just asking for our right to self-determination. I have shared the program on my platform. Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph Akrele. As I always say, we don't have anything to fight the government, but we have our voice to educate and bring our people up to date. I know that about an election, but if election comes up in 2027, trust me, Yoruba people will go out and vote. They will vote. But if we can continue to gain their hearts, this is not about sitting on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, whatever platforms you're using. It's about the identity of who we are. We can come out of Nigeria. We will still have problems. We will have issues. America, they get boku problem. United Arab Emirates, they have problems. Morocco have problems. Every country will still have problems. But at least it will be a way to first establish our true identity from the contraction called Nigeria. And that is how far we can go on the Sunday broadcast. You can follow me on all my platforms as you do all the time. Remember that what we are doing today is because we are concerned for the future of the Yoruba people. Our politicians can change their hearts, and we will love them and respect them if they do, as the Scottish people are also pushing the agenda for the Scottish people to be free from the union created in 1701. And on that beautiful note, Moki Bubu Akbe Obeledumare awa pẹ̀lú wa. Ó lè dàbí pé kò ní bọ́sì, ó máa bọ́sì. Let's continue the education, which is the vital thing, awareness, and remain focused. Shout out to everyone that have joined tonight. And on that beautiful note, I'll play the anthem and we'll exit. Thank you so much to everyone that stood. 165 people. The number grew from 100 straight to 165 on the X, where we have about 40,000 followers. If you want to support and you don't know how to do it, whether you want to send us a Zelle to appreciate what we do, reach out to us, or you go on my website, you can find all the details how to do so. But the most important thing is, for they say, the British is to do what I say and do not what I do. They gave referendum to their people in Scotland and recently Brits exit referendum, but they refuse to support the referendum in Nigeria. They cannot even support Nnamdi Kanu, the British citizen kept in the Nigerian DSS custody for the last 3 years, even though they knew that what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for is a right. So on that note, Moki Bugwale Nkonsi, happy Sunday, and I hope that the week will be a blessed week. Nigeria is still a country. Please remain security conscious. Also, for those of us outside, remember that Britain is also likely to be attacked by terrorists. So let us be very, very vigilant, and we pray that one day Nigeria will fall and the nations that will come out of it will become nations that will love each other, will work together, we trade together, we do a lot of things together. But let us also remember that many countries around the world do not pray for Nigeria to break. It is their pot of soup. Mr. Bayo Meleja, thank you so much. And on that note, we're going to close this broadcast. I'm going to play the anthem, and then we're going to say thank you so much. I have to go now. As you can see, it is now almost getting pitch dark. Moki Bugwale Nkonsi. To all the Koikimedia team, thank you so much. To everyone that have joined for the first time, thank you so much. If you're new, thank you so much. And remember that again, we start the week, but we will still bring this back up, because I want to take your view by opening the phone line, this week, and see what Obaseki is saying. Kile Yirisi, I think, is something that we can explore. Maybe we should start telling Obaseki that it is self-determination he should be talking about. I don't know how he's going to react to it, but I think Obaseki, Ombawasoro, with code, and that is the reason why we must say enough is enough. We have about 5 minutes. Maybe I should just play this particular clip to come into the broadcast, and maybe that after that we play the anthem. It's about 5 minutes, 20 seconds. Let's listen to it.
And believing and espousing the belief that Nigeria truly should be one. We need to begin by resolving a conceptual crisis. What do I mean by a conceptual crisis? Quite often when we speak about Nigeria, we collapse the distinction between country, state, and nation. We tend to think that the three mean the same. We tend to think the three are synonyms. A country is a territory. From the Latin contra terra, the land that lies ahead of you. A country is a territory. It is not necessarily a nation. A nation is an association of peoples. And I use that word in the plural deliberately because of diversity. A nation is an association of peoples who identify their shared core values. And on the basis of their shared core values, they give themselves a constitution which will now establish institutions that make up the state. What we have in Nigeria and in most African countries is a confusion. There we think the nation is the state. The nation is reduced to the state. We have a country quite all right by the fact that we live within a territory, even if that territory is not secure, as we all know. But we don't have a nation. We have institutions that make up the state. We collapse the nation into the state. If you look at our constitution, section 2 of the current constitution, and you don't find this in the 1963 constitution, it ascribes sovereignty not to the people but to the state. That is dangerous. That means the state has the last say on any question. That means the state is more powerful than the citizen. That is a recipe for impunity. Because as we all know, the state is the head of state. or the governor or whoever represents them. Whatever they say, we all have to comply, whether they're right or wrong. So we don't have a democracy in the true sense of the word. And until we have that, until we build a nation, we can't even talk of unfinished greatness. And I have to make a critique of the title of Governor Fayeme's book. It presupposes that there is a project that is unfinished. I am saying we have not even started the project. And we need to stop deluding ourselves. What are our shared core values? What are the things that bring us together, apart from the super egos? You know, when I had this experience, 2013, I was visiting a place called Do in Plateau State. The Plateau State governor is here. I got to Do the Friday before the Nations Cup final between Nigeria and Burkina Faso. And there was tension everywhere. But on Sunday night, when Nigeria won the game, the final match, the tension dissipated. And most people forget the fact that a young man from southeastern Nigeria received the ball from a young man from Panchin who had to leave Nigeria because his parents were killed. Victor Moses passed the ball to Sunday Mba scored the goal. And we didn't even ask about the local government of origin of the scorer of the goal. So what are our shared core values? If you ask the Americans, they talk of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We don't have one. And it is when we begin to identify our shared core values that we begin to build a nation. What we have right now is a state held together at gunpoint. And when the state begins to oppress the citizen, there will be cries of marginalization, there will be secessionist and separatist agitation, there will be insecurity. Now we have set up Nigeria to be a place where the state is more powerful than the citizen, and the state is oppressive. We need to retrace our steps. Quite often, Nigerians ask, which is the way forward? And I say, if you are moving in the wrong direction, you shouldn't be going forward. You should make a U-turn.
Iṣẹ́ wa fúnlẹ̀ wa, forílẹ̀ ibi wa, kàgbéga, kàgbéga, kàgbéga fàlérí. Ìgbàgbọ́ wa ni pé bá ti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká ṣiṣẹ́, ká jọlá. Ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa. Tẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára. Ọmọ Oòduà dìde, bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. Ọ̀ràn Alamasan. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. Shout out to everyone. Bye for now. Okay, we went out already. Mixella. Thank you so much. Good night. Allah Baba. God will punish all the politicians in Nigeria. Thank you so much, Ogumala, and the rest of you. Good night. Good night, everyone.